for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second. And if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
When Big Mobile charges you an arm and a leg, they're taking your money and your power and your arm and leg. Boost Mobile gives your power back with an unlimited plan for $25 a month on one of America's largest 5G networks. We can't give you back your arm and your leg because we're not qualified surgeons, unless you're an iguana who can grow limbs back. Switch to Boost and get an unlimited plan for $25 a month. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. New customers only. One line, $25 per month with auto pay. Additional restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com for details.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590, or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. Randy has decided to take the day off, and you know what that means. In the not-too-distant future, I'm taking off 2 days. That's the way it works. That's what's in my contract. Keon takes a day off, I get 2 days. Randy takes a day off, I get 2 days. So thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. But he'll be back with us again tomorrow. And, of course, he'll be with us on Friday and Saturday as well. We've got the big remote broadcasts on Friday and Saturday from Dave and Buster's in the Tempe Marketplace. I got Keon Rhodes there in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Berg says, I just turned off Freebird on a mix I have because needed to get to the top of the blender. You're welcome. Oh, wow. So Freebird, that ain't a short song. You could have been listening to that for a while. You may have already heard most of what you need to hear in that song, Berg, but I appreciate you tuning in. Today is National Waffle Day, by the way. Do you love some waffles?
Oh, I love waffles.
How do you feel about Eggos?
I like Eggos a lot. Yeah.
They're like not waffles. they're like I can't be troubled with a waffle maker. I'll have some Eggos, but I have a waffle maker, and I do. I haven't made it in a while, but I make some good waffles. But I guess the waffles. The first time the word waffle appears in the English language is in 1725. That's when somebody starts making a waffle. I guess somebody wanted tread marks on their pancake or something. I really don't know the whole story to it, but showed up here in America in 1896. General Electric created that waffle maker in 1911, and the rest is history. Of course, the Eggos I'm talking about, 1953. And
Wow.
Little girl here at the house, the one who's trying to sneak the A1 sauce in for steak.
Ought to know better.
She takes the waffles. She doesn't use maple syrup. She slathers them with Nutella. And see, here's the thing: they have convinced us Nutella is somehow a healthy thing. I'm not convinced. That seems like just icing on a cake, with chocolate. You know what I mean?
Nothing that I've ever tasted that tastes that good is good for me. I can't think of anything that I enjoy that much that's actually good for me.
We were talking yesterday about the Impossible Burgers and the whatevers, and it doesn't taste like the real thing yet. But the Nutella does pull off chocolate pretty good for not being chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell it is. Hazelnut? I don't know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be hazelnut or something like that. Yeah.
I don't believe them. I'm pretty sure there's real chocolate in there. So, anyways, but that stuff is pretty good. But I don't believe for a second that it's really healthy. I just don't. Not that I care, because honestly, I'm not trying, but, I hear about it a lot.
Yeah, but no one who's eating Nutella is thinking about, the health benefits of Nutella.
No, not kids.
Yeah, not kids, but not any adults with a sweet tooth either. It's just not happening.
But moms feel pretty good about giving it to the kid. You know what I'm saying? Well, here you go. It's a big tub of chocolate to slather on your already not so nutritious Eggos. Have at it. Go take on the day.
And that is the person you need to convince. And Nutella knows this. That's smart of them.
Well, so far, nobody has diabetes in the house. So it must be okay. I don't know. I don't know the truth about Nutella, but I am suspicious. Let's just say that. All right. So let's talk for a moment. And I'm going to have to do that. Remind me to do this every hour so everybody hears this. It's important that they hear this. We have filled 11 Daily Blender fantasy football leagues plus the Premier League. So we have 12 leagues right now. I have a handful of people who are stragglers who are like, oh, I want to be in a league. And I'm like, okay, hang in there. Let's get some more people in on this. So if you've been sort of riding the fence on whether or not you want to play the fantasy football, this is your time, because I'm shutting down the ability to join probably on Thursday. Yeah, I'm probably going to say, okay, this is enough. Anybody else shows up, we'll put you in the waiting list. And if somebody, how somebody's like, I don't want to play no more, and they drop off, then we'll just give you their slot. So standbys, basically. I hate doing that. I want everybody to have a chance to play. So anyway, so I got some stragglers. Plus, I know for a fact that there are people out there who have been invited and just let it sit there. And then they show up later. I'm not going to say any names, but I got an email just before the show started. Somebody saying, well, I showed up and you said it was all full. I said, yeah, because you waited too long. I don't have time to sit here and cross-reference where everything and everybody's going. I'm trying to manage 130 people. So if I sit there and I see, well, that is still open, I feel like I've given them enough time. Next, boom, you're in. I want to make sure that people who are first in line get in. But if you wait to step up, the next person's going. And so we have all those leagues filled. So if you have run into league full, can't get in, email me at blender at 1580fanatic.com. I'll take care of you. We'll put you in League 12. I feel like we have so many of those people, we could easily fill up the rest of League 12. That's how many times I've invited somebody, watched it, nobody, next, watched it, nobody, next. It's almost like trying to fill that one position. I've gone through a whole bunch of people. And maybe it's not your fault. Maybe it went to spam. Maybe there was a glitch with NFL.com. Whatever it is, don't just sit on it. Email me at blender at 1580fanatic.com and say, hey, I'm not in yet. I got some people who were in twice because they thought they had to ask again. If you're already in the league, you don't have to ask. So then I had to take them out, put someone else in. This has been a lot of work, man. I feel like I'm going to turn this over to somebody else. This is too much work for somebody of my stature.
and it keeps expanding every year, so it gets a little bit more difficult every time. But
by stature, I just mean somebody shorter should do this. I feel like I'm too tall for this. I don't know. Big George says, question: how come Keon never takes a day off? Randy takes days off. Jeffrey takes days off, but I can't remember the last time Keon took a day off. Is he a robot?
I'm not a robot, but I suppose you could say that that's what a robot would say.
It's true. You can't trust a robot.
I did, nearly get sick once, but then you got the test and it wasn't the COVID. So I came in. I don't know.
Turned out he was just depressed. 888-368-1580. Boogie says, so what time are all the drafts on Saturday? Well, all your drafts are on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. The Daily Blender Premier League, which of course is a VIP event that does not involve Boogie in any way and probably won't for quite some time, that is on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. We're just doing that online from the comfort of our own homes with our butlers and our champagne, enjoying the high life of being in the Premier League, something Boogie has only distant memories of from the past. He's like that team that won a championship, and that's all they ever talk about over and over and over. It pains me to have to hand him a Daily Blender golden trophy because he won, dear God, 3 years ago. So it was
like a lifetime ago in football years.
Yeah, he won one, and then Moist won one, and then it was Conflictus Majoris, something. I can't. Sorry, guys, I got a lot of stuff going on, and so I actually today was painting the golden blenders. And then my wife was arranging the inside. I do want to make sure everybody knows this: if you ever win a golden blender, don't turn it on because it's got glass. A little, I don't know, it's supposed to look like ice, but it's not. It's like little glass or plastic things, plus little footballs and little goldfish. Okay. And it looks cool. I'll take some pictures of them after they're done. But if you turn it on, you're probably going to hurt someone because it's going to explode. Shrapnel will fly across the room. You could kill a guy. So the blenders, and this has been a rule since we started doing this. You have to. They're functional, fully functional, but pour all the stuff out if you're ever going to actually use it. Like I want to make myself a satisfying smoothie with my Daily Blender golden blender trophy for winning Premier League. Now I can understand that because a lot of guys drink from the Stanley Cup, right? So I can understand them doing this. Okay, but just don't turn it on with all the junk inside of it. That would be devastating.
A really bad idea.
Yeah, devastating. So anyways, what was I saying? We're presenting 2 golden blenders on Saturday when we do the remote. Moist one, as we told you, he's in Montana. He's coming back in November. We'll give him one at some special remote later on. So Boogie says, ever since I won the league, I always end up drafting the 10 or 9 spot. Kind of curious, isn't it? Almost feels like collusion. It's not collusion, Boogie. It's bad luck. How about I had the number 12 pick. Randy's had it twice. Don't even act like it. And I always put on full video for you guys to see the way these things are picked. So there's no collusion. It's just horrible bad luck. Papa Mike over in League 1 or 2, I think. He was saying, oh, man. He's like, is it just because I haven't been able to listen lately? No, it worked out. But, I think, look, if there was collusion, do you think I would have let Donnie from Minnesota get the number 1 pick in his league? Hell no. Hell no, I wouldn't let that happen. Boomer Sooner says, good day, Jeffrey. Thanks for your help today. Drafting 3rd. Woohoo. Can I get a cold beer? All right, hit Boomer Sooner there with a cold beer. And later, I guess I'm going to go over and show Boomer Sooner how to set his VCR to something other than blinking 12. Big George said, thank you. Berg says, breaking news. Keon is a robot who has a pet squirrel named Brutus. Back to me, Jeffrey. All right. So anyways, the moral of the story is if you try to get into a Daily Blender fantasy football league and you're still sitting there like, well, wait, I'm not in one. Email me. We'll get you sorted out. I think we can fill another league. No problem. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. Okie dokie. All right. I have another thing to tell you about. On Friday, when we broadcast live at Dave & Buster's in the Tempe Marketplace, of course, Big Steve in the main event, they'll be on from noon to 2. We come on at 3 p.m. for, the show. Paul Mercurio is going to join us. Comedian Paul Mercurio. You've seen him on the late show with Stephen Colbert. He was on the Daily Show. He's been on the Blender before. It's been, a whole lot of damn years since we've seen him, but now he's back out touring, and we also have some tickets to give away for his shows. I might start giving some of those tickets away tomorrow. Just get people good and ready. So if somebody wants to go see Paul Mercurio over at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy and Flapjacks, No, I'm being told there's no flapjacks. I'm sorry. I take that. I guess it was.
Well, that's unfortunate because it just seems like you got one great thing in comedy and another great thing in flapjacks, and you put it together and you have a great flapjack comedy night. And now it's a comedy night, which is still great.
It used to be Rick Bronson's House of Comedy and Flapjacks, but the floors got sticky, because you start laughing and then
maple syrup kind of
too much syrup. So they just went to just straight up comedy.
I could see that. Yeah.
Go home and eat your damn flapjacks. Anyways, they will have tickets for Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Yeah, basically your choice. So when we get those tickets, we'll set you up with whichever show you want. It's pretty cool. But anyways, it'd be great to see him again. He's a big sports guy. He's been a commentator on sports shows and stuff like that. So this guy, he knows what he's talking about. So we'll have some fun with Paul Mercurio on Friday around 3 p.m. Donnie says, what time is the draft Saturday? You know damn well what time the draft is Saturday, Donnie. You know damn well it's 1:30 p.m. The broadcast starts at 11. And you probably want to listen. Probably don't want to admit to it, Donnie, because you're a douche. But you probably want to listen from 11 to 1 p.m. because Rosalie Michaels for 2 hours is basically going to answer your questions, but also talk about best picks in all the different position groups. In fact, you probably should ask less questions and listen more because she's about to dump a bunch of knowledge on all you knuckleheads. Okay. She's there for you, Fourth Dimension. She's going to take care of everybody. Straight Striper says, hey, shout out to waffles. Not only are they delicious, but Nike wouldn't be what it is now if Bill Bowerman didn't come up with the first Nike running shoe because of the waffle iron. The hell are you talking about?
I don't know what that means.
He just saw the design of the waffle and thought, ooh, that's going to be good for shoe tread. I don't know the story. I'll be honest. I've never watched the story of Nike because I just can't watch kids, in sweatshops when I'm trying to enjoy a movie. So Thundersnow says, Jeffrey, did you just call Donnie a douche? Yeah, I've said worse to him on Twitter. What's your point? Boogie says, Donnie and I are trading draft positions. I don't think Donnie's going to agree with that. Donnie has the first pick. What draft pick do you have, Boogie, this year? Kiss the Cook says, any sport with the word hole in it is not a sport. Just wanted to get that out of my system. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. Is there a sport, let me check my sport list because cornhole is not a sport. We didn't talk about controversy in the game of cornhole yesterday. Let's see here. Ball, E, rugby, ball.
I can't think.
Oh, here's one that's close. Pole vault. It's close to hole, but that's with a P. So let me look in athletic competitions because some of these things are athletic competitions, maybe not sports, right?
Right.
Archery, kickball. Nope, you're right. No hole. There's no hole that is a sport. Well, Charlie Boy says, hey guys, Keon is a robot. People, he's not a robot. He's a man. He's a real man. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Thank
you. Is
that
going to be a new thing? Everybody's going to say back to me, Jeffrey, when they think they've said a joke?
I think so. I have.
Kind of cracks me up a little. Boogie has the 9th pick. Well, at least it's not the last pick, Boogie. Congratulations. Donnie says Kirk Cousins will go first overall unless Boogie pays my bar tab Saturday afternoon. Well, first off, why would he do that? Everybody wants you to take Kirk Cousins first because of all your garbage talk, Donnie, about how great the Vikings are and how great Minnesota is and how trash Arizona sports are. For all that garbage you have talked, we have dared him. We've double dog dared him. We have triple dog dared him to take Kirk Cousins with his first pick, not his 7th, not his 12th, but his first pick of that league's draft. I think it's League 5. So Donnie, if Donnie does that, whether he wins or loses, that kind of puts him into deity status in fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? Boogie and I had a bet where we had to take a certain player and have him on our bench for the entire season. Mine was Andrew Luck when he had already retired. I can't remember who Boogie had. And so that took some determination and it made the season harder. But Donnie, I will have all the utmost of respect for you if you legitimately take Kirk Cousins with that first pick of the draft in your league on Saturday out there at Dave and Buster's. And I'll tell you something else. I will also buy you a beer if you do that.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't buy many people beers.
Can't blame you though, because that would be incredible.
Sometimes I buy people beers and then I grab it and I'm like, no, this looks good. Like, hey, can I get a beer from my friend over here? This looks good. It just never seems to make it to the person.
Yeah.
I will discipline myself and make sure Donnie gets that. Berg says, Keon 315, tag the time, Jeffrey and Hole and sport. Well, I don't see why. I've already said it's not a sport.
Yeah. I mean, I could somehow cut it up to make it sound like you said that, but that's so much work.
Certain things where you'd be like, she's a sport. That's no. Pinocchio says, question. I can keep Jalen Hurts and he'll cost me only a 7th round pick. Good idea? Bad idea. Get off my lawn. What is he talking about?
I mean, he's asking for fantasy advice from.
We haven't even started the season. You already drafted another league.
Yeah, this has
and
to
you're
be
making a trade.
And I don't know. Is it a keeper league?
Must be a keeper league.
Yeah. And then you keep Jalen Hurts and you give up the 7th. I would say yeah, but
Timeout. Why does keeping him cost you a 7th round pick? Is that one of the rules? I've never played in a keeper league before.
Well, I've only ever played keeper in fantasy baseball, but yeah, basically keeping players is like you drafted them again, but you have them already. So okay, they're good. I've never seen a league go, you're keeping a guy, so it's costing you your 7th. Usually it's your first. If it's a keeper league that lets you keep 3 and you keep 3, that's your first 3 picks. That's how I've always played it. But so I don't know exactly how that one works, but I don't know if you would have drafted Jalen in the 7th round, that would have been a good pick to me.
Straight Striper says, thought you were an Oregon boy, Jeffrey. The dude from Nike, he came up with a tread from his wife making the waffles. He made shoes for the University of Oregon long distance runner, Steve Prefontaine. That is the origin of Nike. Well, yeah, I'm an Oregon boy, sort of. I mean, half my life, my childhood was in Oregon, and the other half was here in Arizona. But never cared enough about Nikes to know the whole biography and stuff. I guess I'm just turned off the whole child labor thing that ends up happening, now. So, just call me silly. Boogie says, Josh Stupid Face Rosen. That's who I had to take. Oh, that was awesome.
That was hilarious.
Now I remember.
That I wish I could have seen.
Big George says, wait, what is the moist one doing in Montana? Did he leave Arizona for some perverted behavior? Yeah, his perverted behavior is helping out his parents. Yeah, I know. What a weirdo. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I took Kirk Cousins last year with my 2nd pick, kind of by accident, but he turned out pretty good for me last year. You should check his stats. Nah, it's more fun just to rag on Donnie. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's get going. I think we have a new way of doing the show. The format of the show is we're going to talk about every other sport first. You can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat. So we're going to the meat of all the other sports. And then when we get to football, well, that's just the pudding. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're waiting for. That's the dessert here on the Daily Blender. So stay right there and we'll be right back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
2 preseason games in the NFL on Thursday night. The Green Bay Packers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Green Bay a point favorite, minus 115 on the money line. Kansas City minus 105. Over under at Arrowhead 35.5. Also Thursday night, Houston taking on San Francisco. The 49ers a 3.5 point road favorite, minus 180 on the money line. Texans plus 155. Over under 41.5. The regular season opener will be Thursday, September 8th. The Rams hosting the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo a 2.5 point favorite. Over under at SoFi 52.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Set your picks each week and see if you are this season's best game picker. Play against the Fanatic Air Staff. Play against your fellow listeners. First prize is $1,580. Second place is $500. Thanks to our great friends at Harmon Solar. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I want to take more chances with the embroidering.
Henley's vision for a new clothing line is coming into focus.
Dramatic.
They'll need an on-staff photographer to put their collection in the spotlight.
Why is no one taking shots of these?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, the Royal Management Team has gathered you here in Yield Conference Room to announce that thanks to all your hard work, the Granary has enjoyed record profits this year. Nice. That said, there still isn't room in the budget for raises, but we will be providing gift cards to Grimwald's Tavern. I'm sorry, I've been informed they are actually coupons, not gift cards.
Throughout history, people have always been underpaid. That's why Monster lets you search jobs by salary. Find your job at monster.com or download the app.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And if you haven't heard, the show is now noon to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. NFL preseason is on its last week. Updates, who gets cut, and any moves around the league and with the Cardinals. D-back season continues. Young guys are getting their shot. We'll keep you updated. College football kicks off with Week 0. Let's start looking into the season, and NASCAR playoffs are around the corner. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580 and 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
The general election is November 8th this year. Voting locations are open on Election Day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. All qualified voters must show ID. For a list of valid IDs, go online to arizona.vote. Have an early ballot? You can return it at any voting location or secure election drop box, and you don't have to wait in line. Learn more about voting locations at arizona.vote or call 1-877-THE-VOTE. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield tarp.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and more emails are coming in. People are getting ready to join the 12th league of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football. Still room for some more, so if you want to get in on this Daily Blender Fantasy Football play-in, remember, you can win $100 if you win your league. We have 12 leagues now, plus the Premier League. So Harmon Solar, man, I warned him. You keep offering to give us that money, and people are going to keep showing up to take it. And he's like, no, that's no problem, man. Ralph's a gamer, so we're getting $100 for every league, $250 for the Premier League. And of course, Harmon Solar is taking care of the picks contest as well. $1,580 for first prize. $500 is also a prize for second, although that might be changing with a special announcement that hopefully we'll get to make pretty soon. Some more big prizes on the way for our NFL picks contest. Now, just like with the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, if you were in there last year, you're in this year. Everything's fine. All you got to do, go back and log in. Now, people are like, I don't know the link. Bookmark it, man. Bookmark it and leave it there. There's no reason to delete the bookmark, okay? But okay, if you need to know, I'll try to help you, but you better know what league you're in, because anyway, so the other thing that, like we said, is that we're running into is I can't see what draft position I'm in. Like, well, I use my computer. So it's right up there in the menu line. So use your computer. But Keon can tell you, I guess, from your phone how to find the draft order, because I don't honestly with the app, because I don't really use it for that. I only use the app so I can watch during Sunday where I'm like, I'm winning. I don't sit there with it and do important stuff. I save that for my computer. You can log in on the app. You can log in on your computer. So Keon, tell everybody. In fact, our son just walked in here. I don't know how to see it. Where do I look on the computer? Hey, well, I said, well, just get on your computer. And he's like, oh. So how do you get on the phone? How do you find it on the phone?
Well, give me a segment for that, because I have my phone is.
I thought you knew. You were during the break. I mentioned this to you. He's like, NFL.com. I've played a lot of different fantasy football platforms. NFL.com is the easiest.
It is the easiest, but I have been using my computer this time around mostly. So
I don't even know. I have a Droid.
My NFL.com app is usually, well, not usually, but this year's just been more of a backup for when I'm not near the computer. So I've been using my computer too. But it should be pretty easy, but I gotta get to my phone. It's actually in the.
No, don't see it in there. Players.
There should be a tab for league, and then
but it's not there.
Draft info. Really?
It ain't there, man.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. So now I'm sitting here scoffing at people. It turns out I don't see it anywhere on there either. So holy snot. I apologize to all that I went at. Use your computers.
The computer definitely has the easiest layout to see.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're like, well, how do I get to it on a computer? Well, I'll tell you what you do. I got to put this link. I'm going to put a link up on the Daily Blender section of 1580 The Fanatic. Okay. And that's going to have a listing of all the leagues that we have. So you can just go there, click on that, and it'll open up on your computer. Just then you got to put in your password and stuff. So, yeah, that's what I would do. I don't know why they don't have the draft. How are you supposed to draft on your phone? I think what happens is it does come up on your phone when the time comes.
Yeah,
right?
when the draft is live, then you just click on it and it'll open up the draft room. It'll tell you where your order is. There'll probably even be a little chat spot if they still have that in the app. So yeah, it'll be pretty easy on draft day to see it. But if you want to see it beforehand,
there's a button that manage league and draft. Oh, draft settings. Or is that just because I'm the commissioner? Oh, yeah, that's not for you. All right, never mind. I don't know. Somebody who's not a commissioner is going to have to tell me. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you all excited there. What were you saying?
Yeah, if you on draft day, it'll go live, and when it's live, then yeah, the draft room will have all the draft information, all that.
Yeah, I just like to do everything on a computer. Boomer Sooner says, you're right, Jeffco. That's why I emailed you. Phone cuts off the top there. Found out right away when I got on the computer, though. I tried for like an hour. All right, fair enough. I withdraw any of my scoffing, my eye rolling, my sighs when people couldn't find their draft order. I apologize. Last Optimist says, draft order is not on the app. I can't find it. Boogie says, I told you guys it's not on the app. Yeah, find it. Go ahead, find it. Go ahead, find it on the app. Go ahead. Let's see you do it. Kiss the Cook says, do we get a free drink if you wear a kilt? No, if I wear a kilt, it's just, you're welcome. You just get to see the awesomeness. But no, I'm not going to be wearing a kilt. 888-368-1580. So anyways, back to what I was saying there. We have now decided, yes, we are opening up League 12. So if I've already talked to you through an email about League 12, you're going to be in. I'm just going to take care of that later tonight after the show. But we have some more openings. So if you want in, this could be your last chance. If you were told you were invited before, but you can't get in, this is your last chance. So, don't sleep on this. So Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. All right. Enough of that. Let's talk about, I just noticed something when I was looking at CBSSports.com. And on the little storyline thing here, I printed it just so I could remind myself. Here's the headline. Bronny James recruiting updates on LeBron's son. Loyola's sister Jean celebrates 103rd birthday. Bryce James, LeBron's son, gets first Division I offer. So Is LeBron James about to become the new LeVar Ball?
He can be.
See what I'm saying?
If he wants to be that insufferable and in our face all the time.
You have seen him watching his kids' games almost like he's like the coach. You know, he's like right up there, almost sometimes on the court. Any other parent would be like, "Sir, sit down, please." What are you gonna do? It's LeBron James.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing.
He is the best basketball player in his generation. And he's 6'8" and 250. Are you going to tell that guy to sit down? Because I won't. But yeah, I just think when LeBron starts going on TV and doing a whole media circuit and telling us all about how great his kids are, which is well inside of the personality and brand of LeBron James. That is not something that is insane to think could happen. Then he will achieve LeVar Ball status.
Yeah, I think that LeBron James is going to come across a bit more smooth than LeVar Ball. You won't know you've been LeVar Ball until later. LeBron's talking, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. No, yeah, it's very well explained. Yeah, no, yeah, his kid is pretty good. I've seen him dunk on that kid. He would, oh, that's pretty good. Wait a minute, and maybe his kids end up being better players than the Ball boys.
I mean,
see why not?
It's possible. I mean, first off, you've got LeBron James for a dad. Any basketball question you have, there's a guy who is going directly into the Hall of Fame in your house who can answer them. But, also,
I don't think you need to ask LeBron questions. He's just going to tell you.
Yeah, that's also true. But I just think that LeBron's kids are also just in a position where they're more athletic. Because I think of all of the Ball children, LaMelo is the one that was the most athletic out of all of them. And LiAngelo is probably not even going to make the league. So, we're going to definitely see a whole lot more of LeBron than we ever did of LeVar Ball. And LeBron's more passive aggressive about things. So, yeah, I think you're right. We're just going to have a lot of LeBron and then just be like, you know what? I just noticed.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed all the time.
We've been LeVar Ball. It was a slow burn, but there it is, right? There it is.
He already kind of started with there were the rumors that Oregon had offered Bronny an offer, and then LeBron came out and said, no one's offered him anything. You guys need to stop with LeBron didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to respond to any of those empty reports. He just chose to because he's LeBron.
Hey, you want to watch me anger some people?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Okay. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, not to bring the show down, but today would have been Kobe Bryant's 44th birthday. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Boy. And my question is, how old is that girl in Colorado now? Why don't we know that?
That's a great question. We
should know.
We don't talk about her, do we?
Yeah.
That doesn't come up.
Boomer also wants to know, am I still the oldest listener? I don't think you are, but yeah, Boomer Sooner is 66 years old. If there's somebody out there listening who is older, please speak up, because Boomer feels old. Sometimes he acts old, but well, let's see what we can do for him. And don't lie, because I'll know if you're lying. Chief Skull says, good afternoon, gentlemen. When you're talking children of base basketball legends, look at how many people stalled with regards to Shaq and Scottie Pippen and others. Yeah, because that's not fair to Shaq's son. Shaq's son showed an awful lot of promise. He had a heart defect. And Scottie Pippen, well, he has a very talented soccer player daughter who's making the big bucks, if there's such a thing.
I think that's Dennis Rodman with the
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Scottie Pippen's just ugly. That's right.
But Scottie Pippen's son is with the Lakers, and he actually
plays.
He got signed along with Shaq's son, actually. So they're both G League.
Right.
Yeah, but just in terms of Scottie Pippen playing well in the G League, he's looked pretty good so far in some of the games that they've played. So, they're good players, but they're not going to be high quality players in their career.
I feel like it's always unfair to the kids of the greats, because they will never. You're either never going to live up or you're going to transcend. Look at Steph Curry to Del Curry. Wouldn't you say that Steph Curry had transcended Del Curry?
Yeah. Del Curry was a really good player and a great 3-point shooter. And Steph is the best to ever shoot.
Yeah. Del Curry is his career is still respectable. But you don't get that very often. Usually it doesn't live up to. Michael Jordan's kids didn't live up to, stuff like that. I don't know how you don't end up in a rubber room if you're Michael Jordan's kid. because it's not just basketball. It's everything. And not only is he going to challenge you to be the best you could ever be and better be better than everyone else, he's going to try to be better than you at everything. Demoralizing childhood that must be. He never let them kids win one single game of Chutes and Ladders. Ever.
I know.
Ever. I'm not saying he didn't win, but he never let them. You know, sometimes when you're older and they're like 3, you got to let them win a little or else they'll never want to play again. I think that maybe what happened to Jordan's kids. After so much, they're like, no, I'm just going to go write code for a website.
It's fine.
I'm gonna do what Dad can't do. The dad's over there. Michael Jordan's like, what are you talking about? Look at this code. Huh? How you like that? How much money you want to put on? I can do better code than you. Something's wrong with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, there's plenty wrong with Michael Jordan. He's a basketball psychopath, but he's just completely obsessed with winning everything else too.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a fine trait for a single man. I don't know how good that is for a dad or a husband, but whatever. Mars Bars 805 says happy Whiskey Wednesday, happy 824 Kobe Day. I got my Lakers gold 24 on, repping. Can I have a 805 and go? No, I can't say that. You gave your Lakers some love, but that's right. I got to stop there. Mars Bars 805. Kiss the Cook says, I like. He says I don't play fantasy football, but I do like the team name Kilt Commandos. That is not a bad texter nickname, the Kilt Commando. That would be pretty good for a new texter.
I'll write it down.
You better write that down because Randy, he's not around. So let's see. Fish Tank says, Boomer Sooners is the oldest who knows how to text. There's got to be a guy in his 70s just screaming out, hey, Alexa, the blender. Hey, tell him I'm old. 70s. Your perception of what old is changes as you get older. So 888-368-1580. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball and stuff. Then we're going to get right into some damn football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
DQ presents how to experience the new DQ Reese's Take 5 Blizzard with your 5 senses. First, open your eyes and see it all. Reese's peanut butter cups, caramel, peanuts, pretzels. It's beautiful. Then feel it. Oh, it's cold. Next, listen to it. Now, smell it with your nose. Oh, sweet top notes. And finally, taste it. Experience the new Reese's Take 5 Blizzard today. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com. Delivery subject to availability, additional fees, and minimum order requirements.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit ATECHAZ.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's ATECHAZ.com/jobs.
The Fanatic goes live and comes to Dave & Buster's at Tempe Marketplace August 26th and 27th. Friday, we'll be broadcasting live beginning at high noon with the main event. Then the Blender from 3 till 6. On Saturday, it's the much anticipated Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party beginning at 11 a.m. Don't have a team? It's okay. Just come hang out with us. August 26th, noon till 6. And again Saturday, the 27th, beginning at 11 a.m. The Fanatic goes live at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. We'll see you there.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Boomer Sooner want to know if he's the oldest guy. Lightning Bolt says, I'm 71. I would be 72, but I was sick for a year. That made me legitimately laugh, Lightning Bolt. So there you go, young man, Boomer Sooner. Lightning Bolt's got you at 71 or 72, depending on who you ask. So does anybody claim age older than Lightning Bolt? Lightning Bolt right now with the lead position on the age race. Chief Skull says, I would like to say Hollywood Brown just passed me on the I-17, but I don't know if he's driving an older Honda Accord, but they were driving probably about 100 miles an hour in the HOV lane. I was doing 80, and they passed me standing still. Well, Chief Skull, I doubt that Hollywood Brown would drive a Honda Accord. Well, unless he didn't want people to know it was him. It's possible.
Yeah, that's true.
He's on the down low because he doesn't want to get in trouble.
Still.
Yeah, thinking probably not, Chief Skull. Big George says, I think that song in the background from the commercial about the Daily Blender draft should be the new theme song for the morning show. Sounds like a circus song. We'll take up those sorts of things with Randy. Don't bother me with that. But George, you're going to want to hang around for this. We're going to talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hey, hold on a second. I forgot to grab my pages off the printer. All I know is they won a game. And that's something we should be happy about. The fact that the Arizona Diamondbacks won a game.
Yeah, because their schedule
against
is
the Kansas City Royals. Yeah.
Yeah, against the Royals.
Let me grab my papers. You keep going.
Yeah, the Royals are one of those teams we looked at the schedule and went, look, if they want to get to that Suns 64 wins, which Randy doesn't believe they're going to make it, I don't believe they're going to make it. If they want to get to those Suns 64 wins, they have to win these games against the Royals because that's one of the easier games on their schedule.
I wonder if they know we want this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want this. Maybe they don't care. They're like, it's over. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So Christian Walker had 3 hits and he had a run scoring double. And thank you, Christian Walker. I only want to ever point out the player of the game when the Diamondbacks win. And I just want to say, thank you. That's all I want to say. But George, you need to pump the damn brakes. He's like, they're only 14 wins from 70. Okay.
That's a lot of wins when you look at what the schedule has.
Yeah, there's 40 games left. 14 wins. That's a bit lofty. Wow, how many wins they got? I don't have my thing in front of me. That's like 56.
Yeah, it's 56
55?
right now.
Okay.
And then they've got the Royals again tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of the rest of the schedule because it's brutal. It's absolutely
George,
brutal.
They need 8 to tie the Suns, 9 to pass them. And by the way, how many games does the basketball season go for? How many games is that?
82.
82. Major League Baseball plays 162. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just saying, George.
Yeah. We're just trying to get them to a point where it's decently passable. They got the Royals tonight, but then they got the White Sox after that, the Phillies. They go to Philadelphia and play the Phillies. Good luck. That's not fun. Then they go play the Brewers, or the Brewers come to town. 4 games against the Brewers, 3 games in San Diego at the Padres, 3 games in Colorado at the Rockies, 3 games at home versus the Dodgers, 4 more against the Padres, 5 more against the Dodgers. Like, it's just series after series of great teams.
I don't know. 8 out of 40. It's doable, but I don't think you're going to get to 64 or 65. But 70, I think, is a bit lofty because you're stealing some games if you even do get to 64 or 65. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Games you have no business winning. I mean, there are some bright spots for the Diamondbacks. Sure. There are moments bats come alive for the Diamondbacks. Sure. But I don't think we have what it takes to get to 70. And I'm a fan. Don't forget, I'm a fan, George, but let's be realistic.
And we'd love to be wrong about that, by the way. But I'm just looking at this schedule, and it's me of little faith when it comes to the Diamondbacks hitting that 70 number.
Well, you were saying something to me earlier today about the pitching being at least one guy being remarkable.
Yeah, and that was Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen is right now over his last 6 starts. No one in baseball has been better than Zach Gallen. You know, he's got a 0.92 ERA right now.
What happens if we make him pitch every game?
Well, his arm will probably fall off his body. So that's not
right, fine.
That's not great. You got to give him time to rest because he is throwing a lot of heat out there. But just the fact that he's that impressive. Hey, Diamondbacks, maybe hang on to this guy. Hang on to this one, please.
He should be he should cool off. He should get down under the radar.
I know. Maybe just lose the next 6 year. Just to shake things up. Yeah.
Big George says, you guys are just hating on the Diamondbacks. I assure you we're not, man.
I'm not.
Show some love for the local team. This is a good young team. I think they'll make it to 70 wins when all is said and done. Well, not maybe in this season.
This is a young team. It's not a great young team. It's not a good young team. It's because they're missing chunks of stuff. And look, when we're critical of the Diamondbacks, it's not the players. I never go after the players because I know those guys are trying hard and busting their asses out there, but they are not arranged in a way to win a ton of baseball games. And that's the general manager.
Big George. How about a bet? I think there should be a bet. Now, because Biden and the government have decided that they're going to forgive like $10,000 of everybody's student loans who have loans out, which, by the way, if you just paid off your student loan, you got to feel good today. But so I decided in the spirit of things that I would forgive all past bets between me and Blender listeners, because a lot of you owe me beers. You know, say what you will about my sports knowledge. Now, I'll tell you, I think I have damn near expert level on football and a little spotty on some other things. That's why Keon's here, because Keon, he knows the damn sports, just about all of them. For all you people out there, giving me crap, I already forgot what I was saying.
You're forgiving bets.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not have enough lunch. I just blanked out. So
that's happened to me before.
I'm 51. So all the people, for as much as you'll say my sports knowledge is spotty, I have whooped your asses, many of you, in any kind of bet here on the show. Ask Boogie how that tastes, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I am forgiving all past bets between myself and super fans of the Fourth Dimension. But starting now, Big George, do you want to have a bet about them getting to 70? I think I'll take that bet. If the Arizona Diamondbacks get 70 wins, George wins the bet. If they get 69 wins or less, I win. Simple as that. Name your terms, Big George. Name your terms. Watermelon says, ding, Jeffrey. So close to cashing in. I owe you a Guinness. I think he means dang, but really ding for you. I almost got that Guinness off you, but that's all right. There it is, the spirit of forgiveness. Chief Skull says, if history follows suit, the Arizona Diamondbacks be trading Zach Gallen after this year and say that he's just a mediocre pitcher. Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to stay around Zach Gallen, you better ease up on that a bit. Kyle G says, Zach's got to be careful. He keeps pitching like that. They're going to trade him like Scherzer and Bobby Ray. First and 15 says, the Royals pitcher was shutting the Diamondbacks down yesterday until they pulled him. I guess after the third time he threw up on the mound. He was chucking on the mound? I didn't hear that. I didn't see the game, so that's kind of weird. Why was he throwing up? Does anybody know?
I actually don't. I'll go ahead and take a peek here. I was writing down the bet between you and Big George. So
no. Here it is. Royals manager says, Oh, it wasn't a sick issue. He gets amped up, and that's something that's happened to him multiple times through his life. He was completely unsurprised because it happened so often. Got to the point where I had to get him out. At some point, we had to draw a line. So the guy's not sick. He's just like, I'm so excited. I've never been more excited. Yeah, I think that's boo-boo. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either, but I have seen it once before. I remember
somebody so excited they chucked.
I don't know how excited they were, but it was Donovan McNabb.
That's all this
in
is
the
supposed
Super
to.
Bowl.
Oh, he was drunk.
Was he drunk?
He was drunk when he rear-ended that guy by my house a couple of years ago.
No, I'm talking about when he was in the Super Bowl, like the first snap of the Super Bowl.
I'm sure he was liquored up. Players had mentioned that they smelled alcohol on him. At least I think I read that story. Maybe I dreamed it.
I don't know. All I know is that like first snap of the game, helmet comes off and he's vomiting, and they have to cut the commercial break.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of guess that was not excitement. It was not excitement nerves, but Mike Metheny is saying, he just easily just gets. I'm so excited. What if that girl in Saved by the Bell said, "I'm so excited," because she was there trying to do that after-school special thing about caffeine being dangerous for you? Oh my God! I'm so excited. All over Zach Morris. Oh, I'd love that. Just that would have been memorable. Nobody would have drank caffeine ever again, except for me.
Just kick the national habit all at once.
Big George, I will take your bet. Here's what he says. 70 wins or more, I win the bet. 69 wins or less, you win the bet. I'll do a lunch bet on it, or if you want, bottle of Irish whiskey. How about this? Lunch, if you can get here, bottle if you can't. We'll figure that out between the two of us. We have a deal, sir. And you know what? I hope you win. I hope you win because I do want good things for these Arizona Diamondbacks. But like Keon says, we're looking at this schedule, man. We're looking for the schedule, and it's going to be tough to even beat the Suns record, let alone get to your 70. Jagdog says, happy Wild Turkey Wednesday, gents. Are we going to talk football quarterbacks today? You're goddamn right we are. Mr. Wilbur says, and his middle name, the guy, his middle name is, wait for it, Ralph. From Harmon Solar. Ha, 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 ha. Dude, that's a sponsor, man.
You know how much money?
You know how much he had to hear that in high school, and he feels like he's finally clear of it. If he's listening right now, Mr. Wilbur makes fun of him. Do you realize Harmon Solar's pony up the prizes for the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues and for the NFL Picks Contest, Wilbur? What the hell is wrong with you? First and 15 says 3 yaks and you're out. It's actually in the rule book. I do not believe that it is. I don't believe that it is.
I don't buy that one either.
I say let him keep pitching. If he was doing good, let him keep going. I don't care how many times he throws up. Timeout. Blah. Okay, let's go. And you know how the guy batter's like, what the hell? It'll be very distracting. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, do you think Dave & Buster's has room for me to bring the Boomer Sooner wagon? Just taken. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Sooner.
How much space does this take? Boomer Sooner, it's at the Tempe Marketplace. It's like a mall.
There's parking spots, but don't bring a wagon in. What are you talking about?
I can't tell if he's joking or serious.
I don't even know what that is. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but the San Diego Padres and the Cleveland Guardians, they're just doing their thing, playing a game. But have you heard of umpire Stu Schierwatcher? Yeah, it turns out.
I can't say that I do.
You shouldn't know his name, but nobody should know his name. By the way, he shouldn't be an umpire. He called a pitch that was so far not a strike, and he called a guy who was thinking he was about to walk. It was a 3-2 pitch, and Brandon Drury is sitting there. He worked the full count. He watches this pitch, and here, take a look at the shot there. Go kind of low into the outside of the strike zone.
Mm-hmm.
Strike! You're out. Drury's like, what the hell? And he threw Drury out of the game.
I mean, how frustrating does that have to be if you're a batter and you're working the count? So
is there a worse call than this?
I mean, we've seen some really bad ones this year, but that one's rough.
You know, like
because it's not even close.
Walk somebody on 3 balls, give somebody 4 strikes, but this Stu Shearwater, that is a horrible, horrible call, and then to throw a guy out of the game for complaining. I hope somebody took him aside later and told him something about something. Anyway, all right, we got to take a break. When we come back, it's hour 2 of the Daily Blender. You're on 1580 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the 4th dimension. You could win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic.
If you want to start the semester strong, Staples has you covered.
A gaming chair for my dorm. I mean, a desk chair for studying.
Staples has you covered.
A better way to organize my stuff instead of using milk crates.
A desk lamp to help me pull all-nighters.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace solutions. And now get 25% off desks, filing and storage solutions, lighting and decor with the purchase of any chair. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 9/24. In-store only.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Know what I could really use? A vacation from inflated prices. So I shopped Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. With the extra 20% off, I got my husband a shirt for under $8, myself some jeans for just $27.99, and both of us a pair of boots for less than $32. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. More style and more savings? Check and check. Select styles. 20% offer ends August 28th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He's taking the day off. He'll be back with us tomorrow. But I got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And just a bit ago, we were talking about umpire Stu Shearwater making probably one of the worst calls you will have seen, and then immediately ejecting the guy who just simply said, "What the hell?" Even if he said some profane word when he turned, well, who could blame him? That was just a ridiculous bad call. That ball was so far and to the outside. The guy started running off like he was going to the base. He's like, "Yep, there's a ball. Here we go." And he's like, "What?" Everybody in the entire park was like, "What?" Mm-hmm. And again, just more bad umpiring in baseball. It's really bad. You got to say that baseball has passed the NFL in bad officiating. You know, here's what happens in the NFL. They call something and there's not a lot of consistency. Sometimes they'll call something, sometimes they won't. But about 99% of the time, when they do call it, it's the right call according to the rules. But then you're sitting there going, well, that's not fair. I didn't call that earlier on the other guys. All right, maybe 85%. Maybe I've gone too far. I don't know. What do you say it is? Percentage that the NFL guys get it right.
I think it's probably closer to 90%. It's just a matter because you could call holding on every play, you could call pass interference on every play.
Right.
So like you said, it's about when they choose to call it. You call it in the fourth quarter, but not in the second. That feels weird. You know, stuff like that you could complain about.
So
but
NFL will give it inconsistency of calls. In baseball, it's bad officiating. It is bad officiating. It's not calling things right. Last Optimist says, yeah, that same umpire tried to call a guy out this season on a strike with a 3-1 count. Okay, Stu Shewerwater is now in the top 5 of bad Major League Baseball umpires.
He's right up there with Angel Hernandez.
Oh my God, well, he's at the top. I think he's at the top of the charts right now. That's a hard one to beat. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard one to beat. But this Stu Shewerwater, and we should not know their names. Now, when I see him again, I'll be like, oh, that's that dude Shewerwater. You shouldn't know officials' names.
No, especially not your first and last name. I mean, if there's an official and he's actually doing a pretty good job, you might pick up the first name. But
in the NFL, I have to give them nicknames because I don't know their names. The only one you would know is Mr. Muscles. His son is there now.
Ed Hockley.
Hockley. Yeah, and then I've got nicknames. I saw in preseason, Big Shirt Little Man. Who now, by the way, no longer Big Shirt Little Man. He's put on a few.
Oh, has he?
Now he's just Big Shirt, I guess. I don't know. I guess he'll always be Big Shirt Little Man, even though, the dude was not working out in the offseason. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So
looks like he stepped his game up.
It's just really frustrating to see those sorts of bad calls in baseball. Watermelon says the coaches in baseball should be able to throw a challenge flag to review calls.
Especially,
I agree.
I know that people say, baseball takes a long time and it's too slow, but especially on those last call of the at bat where it's called a strike. I think that should be reviewable. Right. Give them a couple of reviews for that because some of these calls are so egregious, they're affecting the outcomes of games.
Yeah, so you do the same thing. You limit how many challenges they'd have so that it doesn't get ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure that is exactly what a challenge flag would have been invented for had it been available in baseball. Right there. I mean, again, let me just show you the graphic on how bad he missed it. Can you see the umpire's face? Where is it? I can't see it.
It doesn't even look like he's looking. He's looking straight ahead.
Where is he?
He's behind the.
Is he a black glob of evil back there? I can't see him. Can you see him? Now that you mention it.
Oh, yeah, that's a sign of a guy. I thought that was him. That's a sign of that's a cutout of a person. Where is he?
Oh, I see. His legs are spread. He's just barely his shoulder. You can see it behind the player there.
Well, that's just worse because that means he's looking directly at it and he's wrong.
I thought he took gaseous form. It's like, oh my God. Anyways, bad. Kyle G said so many good umps calling college and high school ball. The Major League Baseball umpire union refuses to hire him. I firmly believe this is Major League Baseball's plan to make fans want robot umps. They're paying bad umps extra to make bad calls. No, I don't think so. I think that the union has too much power. Yet again, these umpires and the umpire union have the Major League Baseball by the short hairs. Somebody agreed to something in a CBA, and now they protect their own. They're protecting bad officiating instead of the umpire union needs to handle this business, or eventually they're going to lose the next conversation at a CBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're going to lose all credibility and power if everybody's pissed off at the umpire, and I feel like they are. This is going to swing the opposite direction And the umpires are going to hurt themselves by not policing themselves.
Yeah.
And holding themselves to a better standard.
You have to. You absolutely have to. And especially when you've got, like the Little League World Series on. I'm not seeing missed calls, and I understand that they're not playing the game at the same speed.
Keon, goddamn it, you know very well that ESPN rigs the game. Just like that kid said.
Until he was wrong and his team won because ESPN was in fact not rigging the games.
But he'll say later, he's like, they heard me and that's why they're fixes. Kid's an idiot.
He's an idiot, but I also remember when I was like 10 playing basketball in elementary school, and anytime a call went against us, we just thought that the officials were against us. And no, that they weren't. We were just losing. We were just a bad basketball team. Yeah.
No, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Kids are idiots. I was an idiot. We were all idiots. Kids are dumb. Boogie says, I'll make that bet after this fantasy football season. I will remain undefeated against Jeffrey in fantasy football. Well, that's because you're not in the Premier League and we don't have maybe someday when there is another opening in that league you are stuck in probably for life. I'll come in there and whoop your ass. So next time there's an opening, Boogie, I don't like to be in more than one league, but for you, oh yeah, I'll come to town. Big George says, Boomer Sooner, don't worry. There are horse troughs in front of Dave and Buster's, so you can tie up your horse at the Daily Blender Draft and enjoy the festivities. Is that what he meant by wagon?
Are you bringing the Boomer Schooner, Boomer Sooner?
Oh, that thing ain't safe.
Because they retire it because it tipped over on a.
It rolled over, and if not for the fact that cheerleader had clearly, not missed a meal, she probably would have died. You remember she went, yeah, everybody lived, everybody was fine, but it was hilarious actually.
No, it was absolutely hilarious. Like once I was sure everyone was good, I laughed really hard.
Oh, that's the same thing. I saw this old woman at church fall down a bunch of stairs, and I had to wait until she's like, "I'm okay," and then I laughed. Then it was funny as hell.
And the "I'm okay" is not making that better. It's definitely making it funnier.
She came out, she almost like she put her hands up like this. I'm okay, and she was like, let everybody know. And then when she did that, her arms like the windsocks at the airport, so it made it even funnier. I'm sorry. Come on now, you know what I'm talking about. They got that the old lady got that the sagging old skin that right there. I'm not convinced that at some point we were supposed to fly with those. Just saying.
Maybe just a right you earn when you get a little bit older.
Mm-hmm. She maybe if she could have taken flight, that would have been something. And then if old people, here's the thing. Oh, how about a trade-off? You're old, you're going to die soon, but you can fly and you can breathe fire on people.
See that
nobody's messing with old people anymore, are they?
Exactly. That just seems fair. You take an entire life of punishment and you make it that far, you should have the right to be a fire breathing dragon.
All these incontinent people flying around above you, you're gonna have to like, okay, I got my umbrella. The snowbirds are back. They're not driving badly anymore, but you don't want to know what's gonna fall from the sky next. Baker's Cocky Hen says, is it still NFL.com for fantasy? You Baker's Cocky Hens, you're just now go back and he says, these a-hole umpires costing me money on my strikeout props. Worst ump I've seen in a while was Little League, and he swore he was also a Major League umpire, so it makes sense that Major League Baseball would play him.
But Major League Baseball does have to address that, because if these umpires start affecting people's betting, that is going to be a problem.
Now it's going to become a thing. Yeah, Hefty Lefty, we should evolve flying squirrel arms when we're old. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Oh,
definitely start looking forward to it at that point.
Everybody's imagining it right now. Just give everybody a moment with that. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. Then like kids, every now and then some Werther's originals would be falling out of old people's pockets. They're like, oh, it's so good. Last Optimist says, Grandpa built a wagon for his horses when I wasn't quite a teenager. Horses spooked while he was giving us grandkids a ride. Everyone safely jumped off before the wagon overturned out there in the cornfield. Yeah, you got to know when to jump off the wagon and when to stay on the wagon. And it sounds like you guys had that figured out. All right, let's talk a little more baseball before we move on. I didn't know this was even possible. Did you know this was possible?
Well, it depends on what was possible.
Why don't you know what I'm asking?
Why don't I know? Well, I left my.
You think I'm not going to screw with you even if Randy's not here? Do you think that was?
I left my tarot cards at home, so I don't.
All right,
I don't know.
Walker Buehler Jr. He got a Tommy John surgery. What I didn't know was you could have two. I thought that was like a one-time deal to have a Tommy John surgery.
I've only mostly heard of it being a one-time deal. I'm trying to think of another time that's happened. Because usually what happens is not only do you get the Tommy John surgery, and that's usually it, but you usually throw the ball harder when after you get the Tommy John surgery.
You don't think Walker Buehler Jr. Threw the ball harder?
I'm sure he did, but the fact that he did and it resulted in a second injury is, I don't know that I've ever heard of that. Yeah.
So now you got to wonder, did the first one take? Did the first surgery actually, maybe they did it wrong? But yeah, he, I guess he's been out since June, and then he just released the information on the Instagram talking about it. He had a second Tommy John surgery.
And maybe it could have been wrong because it's one of those surgeries that they've done so often now. And so many guys bounce back from having that UCL injury that actually we take for granted that it's still a risk, that there's a chance it could not work out.
Wilbur, you might want to take a break because you he says, Jeffrey, duh, he has two arms. I'm pretty sure he only pitches with the one.
Yeah.
Is he an ambidextrous pitcher?
Not to my knowledge. You have guys who hit on either side of the plate. I've never seen a guy go, yeah, I'm a righty and I'm a lefty as a pitcher. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Bone chips removed from his throwing elbow June 10th. And remember when he was drafted back in 2015, he immediately had the Tommy John surgery. So yeah, you don't have Tommy John surgery on your left arm or right. Well, you're not throwing arm. Yeah. I don't know if he throws it. I don't know if he's left or right. Mars Bars 805 sends proof that he's wearing his Lakers 24 jersey. Thank you for that horrible sight on my computer screen. Appreciate that. Hefty Lefty says, if you buy the surgery at Costco, you have to get two. It's a pretty good deal, though. So he just felt like, I've got this second Tommy John surgery. There's no reason I should just let it go to waste.
Yeah, which, they're very pushy in the Costco, so you end up having to. You might as well.
Might as well use sample lady, and then down the way, you got the vacuum cleaner guy, and then down the way, you got the Tommy John surgery doctor. That son of a bitch is persuasive. I was about to sign. I was like, what? I don't even play baseball. Oh, you son of a bitch. You're good. Oh, you're good. Boomer Sooner says, shut up, Keon. That felt good.
Okay. Wow.
He says,
for laughing at the Boomer Schooner, I will never apologize for that.
Oh, I laughed my ass off too. Sorry, just saying. Baker's Cocky Hen says there is a top pitcher prospect coming up, throws both ways. Okay, but I'm pretty sure Walker Buehler Jr. is not one of them.
He's a right-hander.
Yep. So I mean, it's kind of silly to get Tommy John surgery on an arm you're not throwing with. Okay. All right, let's move on away from baseball and on to baseball. But is it baseball? Would you call what the Nationals do baseball?
Yeah. I mean, it's not good baseball. It's real bad baseball, but it's baseball.
So it turns out Ted Leonsis, he owns some other properties there in DC, some other sport properties. I think he owns the Wizards.
He does.
He owns the Mystics.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone who doesn't know, which is most, that's a WNBA team. And he bought NBC Sports in Washington, the regional sports network there. Yep. He just did that. So he also
owns the Capitals.
I was getting there.
No,
he owns the hockey team, the Capitals, and so he's got money in the game. For whatever reason, he's got skin in the game, and he wants to put more skin in. Right now, he has got permission to look at the the money to look at the financials of the Nationals, who are valued for sale at $2 billion. How do you feel about this guy being the new owner of the Washington Nationals potentially?
I like it. I think Ted Leonsis is a good owner. I think one of his weaknesses is he probably hangs on to coaches and general managers maybe a little too long, gives them a lot of time. But I like that he's not a hasty guy. And I also like he's willing to spend money if he thinks that that'll help the team win. The Lerner family, who owns the Nationals, they don't like spending money, which is wild because they're actually the 7th richest ownership group in baseball. But they don't like to spend money. So when it came time to blow up the team, it was the easiest decision in the world for them to make. Ted Leonsis wouldn't have made that decision. So yeah, I like the idea of Ted running the Nationals.
Now they're not saying he's a front runner, but there's a handful of people who are in the conversation. But he has popped up as I think a lot of, like you say, a lot of people would probably like that he did that.
He's run the Capitals very well. With the Wizards, like I said, Ernie Grunfeld was the general manager. He was terrible. He probably should have been fired 5 years before he actually did get fired. But still, he's patient. He lets the basketball people or the hockey people do whatever they need to do. He gets out of the way. He's not a micromanager, really. I think he's a good owner.
All right. Well, then good luck. Here's hoping. But he is in that conversation. And maybe if he doesn't get this, he'll go after the Angels. I don't know. He seems to just want to be a Washington area guy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not so interested in other places. Or does he have stuff other places?
I know he used to, but I don't know if he does currently. But he's really interested in being invested in the DC area. And that's part of his brand right now is the Monumental Sports Network. And so that he's trying to connect all of these teams through that.
Yeah, Ted Turner style. Hefty Lefty says Lerner and Rowe on the Nationals. They must be doing well in court. No, it's Ted Leonsis. Where'd you get this Lerner and Rowe stuff?
What the family that owns the Nationals right now is the Lerner family.
Oh, yeah. I listen, I haven't heard of these other guys you just mentioned for quite a few years. Are they even still in practice? Let's see. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says, wait a minute, so-called Capitals, Mystic Wizards, and now the Nationals. So he wants for skins. He wants not for skins. He has skin in the game. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon. I didn't say he had foreskin in the game. Dear God. Kyle G says, can't do PEDs, use spit, ticky tack, sticky tack. Now pitchers got to get their Tommy Johns on so they can throw 150 miles an hour. If it didn't work for him the first time, I don't know why he thinks it will a second. Kiss the Cook says, if I had wings and was able to fly, I'd fly naked so I could repay several birds for them air bombing me. And also some people I got a beef with as well. See, that's why you got to wait till you're old. Maybe you'll have less beef. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Less beef with people. Just saying.
If for no other reason than you outlived them.
Let's see. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, did you hear the Diamondbacks draft pick from 3 years ago? Dansby Swanson is projected to be one of the top 5 shortstops in the upcoming season. Way to go, Diamondbacks. Where's he at now? This Dansby Swanson guy.
Oh, man. The last I saw he was with the Braves, but I don't know if he's with them right now. Go ahead and get that.
Yeah, way to go, Diamondbacks. Hefty Lefty says, better than foreskin in the zipper. I said he has skin in the game, you degens. All right, we got to take a break. Let me see. How much do we have left before we can talk football? Got old tennis. Oh, I got one more thing on the Major League Baseball. We got a man of the day, and then we got NFL. So let's get through this, and we'll get to the good stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT for a $5 bonus.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You could win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, wait, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic.
And now a small business setback, set to smooth jazz.
It's late. You're driving in the rain with only one thing on your mind. The deer about to total your HVAC van. But with Progressive's 30-plus customizable coverage options, you're covered. The rest is just saxophone.
When running your small business gets rough, Progressive Commercial is there to smooth it out. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Twinkly sound.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
The Fanatic goes live and comes to Dave & Buster's at Tempe Marketplace August 26th and 27th. Friday, we'll be broadcasting live beginning at high noon with the main event. Then the Blender from 3 till 6. On Saturday, it's the much-anticipated Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party beginning at 11 a.m. Don't have a team? It's okay. Just come hang out with us. August 26th, noon till 6. And again Saturday, the 27th, beginning at 11 a.m. The Fanatic goes live at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. We'll see you there.
It's college football time. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the biggest conferences. Down the side of the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. The big matchups, the fight for national rankings, the bitter rivalries. We have the biggest games. Get your college game on. Your home for football. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Sorry, I was eating some M&M's there. My blood sugar must have dipped because I completely went Space Cadet in the last segment. So, but as Space Cadet as I was, I have to tell you the tale of Sloppy Hoppy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Sloppy Hoppy. He's one of our newer texters, I think. Yeah, he's a good guy. And, he's excited. He's ready to play the fantasy football. By the way, I think, he's in League 9, I think. And Sloppy Hoppy, he's like, he sent me this note. It says, hey, I was super embarrassed when I went to Dave & Buster's at Tempe Marketplace last weekend looking for everybody. I've been listening to the station every day, and I don't know why I didn't know the whole remote was this next weekend. He says, so hopefully I'll at least win something. Well, I know that Radio Ron is talking about trying to get some giveaways, do raffle tickets and stuff. And also we're going to try to get those hello, my name is stickers. So everybody with a Sharpie can write down their text or nickname. So it's easier to spot some of the other people from the fourth dimension. I think we only have a couple of different people who want to take a swing at each other. But so in general, that should be a positive thing. But Sloppy Hoppy, listen, that's kind of a weird mistake to make since the date has clearly been stated every time you've heard the promo. But, there are worse things, I guess. Pro Dog says, hey, Oklahoma sent out the Schooner in 1984 Orange Bowl. They got a delay of game penalty. They lost the game against Washington. One loss Washington should have won the national championship, not the undefeated BYU, who beat 6-6 Michigan team. All because the Boomer Sooners Schooner cost them a delay of game penalty.
That's funny.
Oklahoma people gonna do what Oklahoma people gonna do. The Jet says, hey, gentlemen, happy hump day. I still don't like happy hump day. Used to be kind of like cool. And then Soccer Mom started saying, happy hump day. And I'm like, okay, we're never saying that again.
What ruined it for me was that Geico commercial with the camel.
Yeah. Happy hump day.
And Geico ran that ad forever. So yeah, I was kind of over it after a while.
Why was there a camel? I don't understand the camel. Oh,
because he's got a hump. Yeah.
Why didn't they just use the hump guy? That's what they should have done. Anyway, so the Jet says, are any of you going to the Motley Crue concert tomorrow night? I'm going with a group. It should be pretty damn awesome. So you're going to go see what's left of Motley Crue. All right. For those of you who are going to attempt to rock, well, hope your insurance is up. Random texter says, I hope Hobby Sloppy isn't that early about everything in life. Well, that's really none of your business. That's between him and his significant other. The Jet, how old are the dudes from Motley Crue now? I guess they're not like in their 70s and 80s like some of these other guys. So I mean, it might be all right. You'd have a lot of people like checking their phone to see what the babysitter is up to, or think, like, hey, grandkids, that's Motley Crue right there. We have to talk a little bit more the baseball. Now, I want to know why this is a big deal and how does this affect, stuff like standings. But the Major League Baseball, all teams, they're going to play all opponents in 2023. So everybody's going to play everybody at least once, or is it twice? How's this supposed to work, Keon? And why are they doing this?
I just think they want to change up some stuff with the schedule, and I think that maybe you get a little bit more mileage out of. There are certain teams that don't ever come to town that you want to see, so they want to make that more marketable in that particular way. So everybody's going to play everybody. Plus, you kind of have these schedules where, and it's not going to change that much, but where a team could win a division and they don't play anybody. Like if their division's not great, like the Braves won the World Series last year and made the playoffs, and I think deservedly so. But the division that they were in was a much weaker division than some of those other teams that had to battle and scratch. The damn Dodgers and Giants had to go, neck and neck to try and see who was going to come out on top in that division. And a 100-win baseball team had to be a wild card team coming out of that division. So I think that maybe you spread it around a little bit and you play more teams, then you're not just kind of stuck in your division if your division's really crappy.
Okay, so let me try to understand. So if you're playing somebody out of your division and, win or loss, does that affect your standings in general, or are they only considering, kind of like the football, the division wins? There's division wins and then there's overall wins, like the NBA does as well. Do all wins matter towards getting into the playoffs, or is it just the division wins? Meaning these other games against non-division opponents could end up just being pointless unless they all count.
Well, it's the division wins matter, but if you're going to have the best record of the teams in your division, then it's still, you have to beat all of these teams outside of your division to do it. But then
what I'm saying is, do they only consider division wins, losses, or are all wins, losses considered when you're trying to figure out who in that division is going to playoffs? You see what I'm saying? Do the non-division wins count towards that math?
Yes.
Well, that's cool then, because it doesn't in all sports.
It doesn't. But I think, and this might actually, and some baseball fans I saw earlier today, I was on some message boards and stuff. There were people who were mad about this because it does de-emphasize the division a little bit when you start making it everybody plays everybody, and those wins matter because you still have to have the best record of the teams.
I like it.
But yeah, I think that opens the game up a whole lot more.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked before in the past about how they should get rid of divisions for East and West in regards to the NBA, because there is such a lopsidedness to the dominance of, I'm not saying no East team has ever won a championship, but the overall dominance lies in the West. And, to remove the dominance, or even if the pendulum swings and now it's in the East, remove the dominance by removing divisions. And now it's just everybody plays everybody and may the best teams win. I find that to be far more gratifying to watch as a sports fan then great team plays mediocre team who just happened to get into the playoffs because everybody else sucked too. I'd rather see all the best teams play each other. The best would be the best entertainment value. And then the rest, well, okay, we'll do better luck next year. Do better.
Yeah.
I hate divisions in general. The only place divisions make sense is where? College. College. And why? Because travel is not as easy when there's so many damn teams, and it's not the same as a professional team. The economy of it is different, and I just feel like that's why divisions. And then I'm not talking about now. Now you may as well call it professional college sports. But back in the day, they didn't have all that money to be traveling in the same way the professionals did. So divisions there do make a lot more sense. The Pac-12 is supposed to be West Coast, the Big this, the SEC that, the Eastern Conference that, whatever. That made sense back in the day. Now, I don't think it makes sense for professional sports so much.
And divisions are still going to be important. I think that we stick to it because of tradition more than anything else.
F tradition. I don't care about tradition. And I don't mean to be rude, but to people who do. But it's just best game, best players, best team. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the East versus West rivalry. You want to have rivalries between teams. You don't need divisions to do that. You can just create rivalry. Oh, I hate those guys.
Yeah. And like, or your division, you just play your division more. You can still have a rivalry that way and still play everybody else. But what we had before, especially in baseball, was you're a National League team, you primarily play National League teams. If you're an American League team, even in your regular season schedule, you primarily play American League teams. And so we didn't have a ton of crossover.
You end up in better games if you play everybody. And because if you never played those other guys before, then it's like, ooh, what's the hell going to happen here? It's a better game if you've already been like, oh yeah, I remember how that works. Or it's just more interesting to me if you play everybody and it counts towards everybody. I guess I'm probably going to be like this crazy tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy guy who says there should be no divisions, and everybody else thinks I'm nuts. But I think there should be no division.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. There's like you see it in the WNBA on a very micro scale, because unfortunately that league is tiny.
The WNBA is a micro scale, so
the way that their playoffs work right now, unfortunately, most of the teams make it in and all of that. But it's just the best teams. They're not worried about East, West, or anything like that. You just rank the 8 best records, you're in. And I think that we could probably stand to use that in some other sports, just because. Yeah, I want to see the best teams play. And it does stink when I watch, the Eastern Conference, and I like the 4 best teams in the NBA's Eastern Conference. But I know that there were 2 teams in the Western Conference that would have made the playoffs if they played in the Eastern Conference. That kind of stuff does bother me. And I hope that this is a step towards Major League Baseball going in that direction. Just give me the 6 best teams or the 8 best teams that you're telling me are in.
Boomer Sooner says he's going to wear Sooner gear to our NFL draft party.
He's a diehard.
Do you have an NFL team, Boomer? That would make more sense. But you do you, my friend. It'll be easy to point you out. I'm still wondering if I'm going to wear my Colts jersey. Now I have my own with my own name on it. I got a home and an away jersey, and I don't know. I think I might wear the white one. Because it fits better. Because the dark blue one behind me here, that's like a extra large. And I had explained to my wife, I'm not putting pads in here, right? It's just me. And so then the next time I got an appropriately sized one, so I might wear that out there. But what are you are you gonna wear some commando gear, Keon?
Yeah, I actually got a shirt the other day. Came in, so I got a commando shirt. And I'll be wearing that on draft day.
Yeah. I can never wear a jersey with another man's name on it. That's why I got my own,
which is fair. Yeah.
It's just my thing. You do what you want. I'm just saying that's my thing.
Yeah, don't judge at all.
Mr. Wilbur says, why in the hell do we care about next season's schedule? And the season's not even over yet. Wilbur, you seriously need to go take a damn nap. Hefty Lefty says, division wins only matter in a tiebreaker scenario in NBA and NFL. Don't have ties. do odd numbers of games. You see, there's no ties.
and you've got conferences still matter in the NBA. You know, like that's the thing, is that the division stuff matters less in the NBA. So at least we have that. But
no conferences either. No conferences, no divisions, nothing. May the best team win. Bracket style. Bam.
Just balance out a schedule.
Damn. No East, no West. I'm going to do a version of the Imagine song. Imagine there's no divisions or conferences too. Everybody plays each other at the end. The best teams play each other in a bracket style tournament, and you got one damn winner. I think that would be awesome. Just me?
No, I don't necessarily disagree. I like the idea of.
I don't hear you agreeing with me, and that's the point.
Well, because it's one of those things. I think I'd have to see it, but I like the idea.
You see it with the NCAA all the time. Elimination tournaments.
Oh, I mean, yeah, giant elimination tournament.
Hear me out. It's an elimination tournament until you get the final 8 or 4, like, the final 8 teams. 4 over, just the 8 best teams. Then you go to your regular playoff schedules where they play 7 games.
I like that better. Yeah.
Bracket to decide who's in. You could be the best team can be singularly eliminated. Oh, people are going to hate me for that.
Yeah.
And then, you got Cinderella stories there. You have that happening. I don't know. Now I'm saying that it could be crap. Like the Kings, the Sacramento Kings have a big game against, say the Warriors, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is going to suck this year." I love it when the underdogs win, though.
It's fun, but it can be boring if underdogs win enough. Then it's just like, okay, are we doing the 1 game sample size? Crap, your team is just able to take advantage of matchups, injuries, whatever.
I see the flaw in that thinking now. So now you just go, all right, teams with the best records, or a certain number of them are in this playoff schedule, and then everybody else. You can use the same playoff schedule they have now, just no more play-ins, like the play-ins. And they just do, because you don't need play-ins, because there's no more divisions or conferences, and then you have as many teams as you need to have good playoffs, and that's how you do it. Just the best teams. And if all the best teams are from the East or the West, so be it. So be, you know what? Do better. Do better. Don't talk to me about this.
Could work. All I'm just saying is that the owners will never go for it. What do you mean my team might not be represented? Yeah, good luck getting the owners to go for it. That's all I'm saying.
Hefty Lefty says, how do you prevent teams from finishing with the same record over the course of a season? Everybody has different amount of games. All right. Okay. I can see the flaw there. Hey, these are new ideas, Hefty Lefty. Let's workshop this. Okay. So you're saying that there's, okay, if there's, you have 16 teams or however many teams to create a playoff, and you're like, well, these teams all have the same, then you have to have some like 1 game, play-in games. Well, the little play-in tournament thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a 2, how many games? Just 1 game. If you don't like 1, then 3. But 1 game, play-in game. So the lower level teams with the same record, whatever's left over at the bottom there, you gotta play your way in there. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. And I don't mind the 1 game for if you have to play your way in, because if you wanted to be in, you could have been more decisive. You could have won more earlier. You knew how many games are in a season, and you got to win a bunch of them. So if you're already on the cusp of getting in, do we need 3 games for you? Just
listen.
1's good.
I think I can make a good case for this. No one's ever going to listen, but I think I've made a good case for it. I think you can imagine the idea of how that would work.
Yeah, I think so.
You give me a problem, well, I can solve it. I can make this work if you let me. But I'll never get the opportunity. That's a problem. So that's the thing. I could solve so many issues if you all just make me emperor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a benevolent dictator, not malevolent. I'd be benevolent. And it would be awesome. And I would take care of a lot of things that annoy everybody, in sports and otherwise.
I think with baseball, though, it's hard to figure out what won't annoy everybody just because you've just got the baseball fans that have grown up with it, and you've got all the tradition, and they do not want to let go. That is,
that's why I need to be emperor. Sweeping changes, deal with it.
And everybody just rolls. Yeah.
Deal with it. That's all it is to it. Not enough of this. Shut up. I'm the emperor. All right. No, you don't get a vote.
Well, by definition.
Yeah. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, we got the man of the day and then football. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT for a $5 bonus.
I want to take more chances with the embroidering.
Henley's vision for a new clothing line is coming into focus.
Dramatic.
They'll need an on-staff photographer to put their collection in the spotlight.
Why is no one taking shots of these?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Set your picks each week and see if you are this season's best game picker. Play against the Fanatic Air Staff. Play against your fellow listeners. First prize is $1,580. Second place is $500. Thanks to our great friends at Harmon Solar. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
No one else does what I do in diamonds. Sorry if that sounds bold, but it's true, and I do it all for you. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor, the only wholesale diamond dealer open to you by appointment. I import diamonds directly from cutters from around the world. That's right. That means you're getting diamonds direct from the source. We have the lowest overhead office of anyone in the diamond business. So we ship to clients around the world because of our low price wholesale model. We design and create your custom rings. Again, working directly means you're working with the source. No one else with fourth generation connections, direct diamond importing, and design and manufacturing works directly with you except me. And with all that, we still offer incredible one-on-one service, direct contact on my personal cell through the process, and the promise we want you to have the best diamond quality and experience in any price range.
No one else can do what Diamond Dave does. Call him today at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at DiamondDaveAZ.com.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Get caught up on the text line. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. A random texter says, I don't know how old those guys from Motley Crue are, but have you heard Vince Neil sing lately? Okay, we're not going to ruin the Jets' time. I already made some jokes about him being elderly, and I feel bad about it because the Jet seems pretty excited to go see Motley Crue in concert. He's going with the group, and he's thinking, hey, this is going to be awesome. So I don't want to crap on a good time there. So I'm going to wait and let the Jets say, hey, Vince Neil, Motley Crue killed it, or he can come back and say, oh my God, what was that? I'm going to let him have that experience. I'm sorry I said anything. A-Wings 22 says the Yankees should get the ability to get free wins against the Pirates and Diamondbacks versus extra games against the Rays and the Jays. I feel like the Yankees are just spontaneously combust, if you ask me. Thunder Snow says, I guess Boomer Sooner is not going to need a name tag. Yeah, I'm sure that if you see somebody wearing Sooner gear, it's him. Wilbur says, okay, true confession. I am being ridiculously silly on text messages because I likely will not be able to join you guys on Saturday because of a commitment with family member. Doggone it. I was really looking forward to coming out there and harassing you guys in person. Well, you know.
Well, if you got time Friday.
Yeah. It's Friday in the afternoon. You can come by and say hi. We'll have somebody point you in the right direction. So you're talking to us. Pro Dog says they use division and conference records currently. In the NFL, 5 teams have a 9-8 record. Who gets the last playoff spot? The one I like the best. Don't screw with me if I'm the emperor.
I'm sure there are other tiebreakers, involved that you can use.
This was a new idea, Pro Dog. Okay. Don't hate on us. Don't hate on this new idea. Let me work out the kinks. I'll figure it out. Because here's what you do. It's like in fantasy football. Okay. Let's go there. 5 teams. They all have a 9-8 record. Okay. Then we have predetermined categories. Okay. Who had the most yards on offense? Who had the most, at least yards on defense? And you start to figure out who are the better teams based on some other statistical things. Ta-da.
Because that's what already kind of happens now. If you've got 2 teams that are at the top of their division and they have the same record, then we start going to point differential. We start going to common enemies defeated or lost to.
If you have 5 teams with the same record, but they're at the top, well, they're all in. It's just a matter of filtering out who's at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? If you have 5 17-0 teams, well, boom, they're all in there. They're all in there together. But if you have all of them are 17-0, oh my God, miraculous season, everyone's undefeated, then you use the statistical differences to filter out the bottom. You know what? Thank you, Pro Dog, because now you've given me my answer for every sport on how to figure out those sorts of ties and situations going into playoffs. I should, Pro Dog is going to be included in the think tank. He asked the right question. And of course, I gave the right answer. The Jet says, I will give you guys a full report on Friday. Been a while since I heard Poison or Motley Crue in concert. Never heard Def Leppard or Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. So stay tuned. Yeah. You know what? Is Joan Jett still performing? She was good. Oh, that was some good music back in the day. And then she got with that Carrie Underwear chick on the Sunday Night Football. For like one season, she was out there with Carrie Underwear, and you're like, "Oh, Grandma, no, don't take away the memories, please." And it was awkward. Fish Tank says, remind me, because I'm in 3 leagues. We're PPR in this league, right? Yeah, somebody asked me that today, and I'm going to go back and double check every single league. It's supposed to be PPR. All of it is PPR. It's not standard, not keeper, not anything. The only thing you keep at the end of the year is your team name and the league you're in. And again, let me remind everybody, if you're in more than one Daily Blender fantasy football league, you will be excommunicated from the entire thing. You'll be banned. So if you have 2 teams, you're in different Daily Blenders, because I'm going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb later. You tell me now, and we'll figure that out, or I'm going to nuke you completely. I got people standing by in the wings who want to take your spot. So please don't cheat. Because some people be like, if I have 2 teams, I have 2 chances to win that $100 prize. Come on, man. This is just supposed to be for fun. The fact that Ralph from Harmon Solar threw some money at it, that's just a bonus. So no 2 teams. You get 1. Everybody gets 1 in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues, except for me, some point down the line, so I can go play boogie. That's it. There's no money here.
Yeah, you can't win any money, so it doesn't hurt anything.
Well documented how much money I've lost because I can't make any money off this. So by the way, we haven't talked about this hour, so let's take this moment. Several things that are going on. As you know, we've got our big remote broadcast Friday and Saturday out at the Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. On Friday, main event from noon to 2, 3 to 6 p.m. It's the Daily Blender. And in the 3 o'clock hour, Paul Mercurio is going to join us live and in person at the Dave & Buster's. He's a comedian, and he's very funny. He knows his sports. It's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, we will have tickets to give away to his shows this weekend. Party with us at these remote broadcasts. Go see a good comedy show at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy and see Paul Mercurio. So he's going to join us on that day. The other thing about this is, the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. We have filled all the spaces. I patched all the holes, all the stuff. Okay. Leagues 1 through 11. And of course, Premier League. We're set. Now I've got some people waiting. They're like, hey, we want to play. And I have told them, we get enough people, we'll start up League 12. So the people are starting to trickle in. Fantastic. But if you had emailed me before and you never got a response, or if you have emailed me before and you're like, well, I don't think I'm in a league. If there's confusion of any kind and you're not in a league and you ask to be in one, email me again, because sometimes things go to spam. I think sometimes NFL.com might glitch when you try to send those invites. So this is your chance. We're probably going to fill this one last League 12. So Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. I have not had a chance to respond to everybody, but I'll just say first names: Rachel, Phil, Gary. I don't see the name on that one, but I see the emails. I may have responded to some of you, but I promise that as soon as the show's over, I'm going to set it up and start sending out invites for League 12. Okay. So if you have not found your way in yet, tell me now, because this is it. I ain't doing no more. I ain't doing no more after this. I got to get a whole new email address for League 12 because NFL.com only lets you do 6 leagues under your one email address. So I've got like one email address over here for the first 6, and then over here for the next 6. And I'm just saying, let's do this. If you're going to do it, let's do it, because I'm put out. Hefty Lefty says Rachel's my sister's name. It's not her. Number one Rattlers fan says, if you end up having an odd number of teams, I'll be the final owner. I'll draft from the players that were not taken. I know it's a disadvantage, but I don't care. It's okay. I just want to be in one of those leagues. But dude, is it me? You were invited and you then said you couldn't do it. So I just, what?
I don't know.
Am I drunk?
You were in fact not drunk.
You remember this too, right?
Yeah, I recall. Yeah.
Number one Rattlers fan, make up your damn mind. And if you want to play, send me the email, blender@1580thefanatic.com. I'll take care of you.
He said he wanted in, and then he said, sorry, I can't go, which is fine.
Which I can't remember what his excuse was. Do you?
I don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while.
I think he said something about needing penis reduction surgery. And I mean, I appreciated that. Big George says, Jeffrey, you sound like a police officer who tells somebody he pulls over, tell me now if you have any drugs on you or in the car. If you're honest with me, I can work with you. If you lie to me, you're going to jail. Well, I can actually work with you. You're not going to go to jail. I'll actually okay, which one do you want to stay in? Which one do you want to delete? I've had this conversation a couple times where people are like, well, they self-reported. They're like, I'm in the wrong, too many leagues. Well, here, let me help you with that. And don't do that again. And it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, I'm not going to be mean or mad at somebody. Just self-report. We'll take care of it. Number one Rattlers fan says, I'm out of town. I'll draft on Monday or Tuesday. It's not how it works, Rattlers fan. If you join, you get an auto draft. The computer will pick your players for you. So if you can't be there, or you can do it online. You don't have to do it in person. This is all done over the app or a computer. So Hefty Lefty says, we can have drugs in this league. There will be no testing. I'll tell you that much.
That's a good point.
What? Number one's Rattler fan says, as far as surgery, you can't go from 6 to 3, can you? You think that was for somebody else?
No, you made a joke about
I see.
surgery. And
I was trying to talk you up, number one Rattlers fan. I was trying to butter you up there, but
you don't.
I assure you, you can go from 6 to 3. No, listen to this. This is one of the worst things you'll ever hear. So this guy named Kofi Atta, a farmer from south of Ghana. I guess he was sitting there, loving his life, dreaming about preparing meat for his family, asleep in his chair. And I guess in his sleep, he picked up a knife. He woke up confused in a pool of his own blood in extreme pain. While dreaming of chopping meat, he cut off his genitals.
Oh, no.
So I assure you, you can go from 6 to 3.
Oh, that's the worst way to learn that bit of information.
I'm not sure I buy his story at all.
I'm not sure I do either, but the result is the result.
He's sitting in the chair naked. I mean, that's something went horribly wrong. He's lying, but yeah, I don't know if you've ever had a dream that bad or good, but that's disturbing. Everybody's clinched up on that one, didn't they? All right, guys, 5 o'clock hour coming up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
When you bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive, you could save money, but it doesn't cover any terrible memories living rent-free in your head.
You remember that time you were singing in the shower and then you heard a knock on the wall and then you realized that your bathroom shared a wall with your neighbor's bedroom and all you could do was stand there silently thinking about all the other things they may have heard in the 4 years you've lived there? Yeah, good times.
Sorry, we can't save you from that memory, but we could save you money bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Renters insurance and bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Know what I could really use? A vacation from inflated prices. So I shopped Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. With the extra 20% off, I got my husband a shirt for under $8, myself some jeans for just $27.99, and both of us a pair of boots for less than $32. Plus, I earned Kohl's Cash. More style and more savings? Check and check. Select styles. 20% offer ends August 28th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is Dale Hellestrade from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 or visit cbialliance.com.
Know what I could really use? A vacation from inflated prices. So I shopped Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. With the extra 20% off, I got my husband a shirt for under $8, myself some jeans for just $27.99, and both of us a pair of boots for less than $32. Plus, I earned Kohl's Cash. More style and more savings? Check and check. Select styles. 20% offer ends August 28th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. everybody. It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He's taking the day off. He'll be back tomorrow. No problemo. We got Keon Rose in the control room. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Everybody okay now after that last revelation about the sleeping man in Ghana? Do you believe him? I don't believe him. I think he was into some kinky stuff and got carried away and something went horribly wrong. I don't know that he meant to do that, but I don't believe you if you tell me you're sleeping and you're a butcher and you're dreaming of cutting meat. Okay, if you're sitting in your chair, okay, we're going to break this down because a lot of people are very disturbed in the text line. You can tell it needs investigating. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we were about to do the man of the day, but we got sidetracked. This man in Ghana claims he was asleep in his chair at home, and he was dreaming that he was. You ever work dream? Have you ever had radio station work dreams? What happens in those? Nothing works. You can't talk. You don't know what to say. Yeah. You have dead air. The equipment doesn't work. Oh man, I've had those more than a few times. And so this guy having a work dream. Because he's a butcher. He cuts meat for a living. And he dreams that he's preparing meat for the family, and he wakes up confused in a pool of his own blood in extreme pain. He had chopped off his twig and berries.
Yeah, something's off about that entire story.
Yeah. So let's review this. I can buy it. You're sitting in a chair and you fall asleep. Okay, so far so good, right? What I don't buy is, if you're having a dream about chopping meat, why do you have a cleaver right there in the chair neck? Like on what is it, on the arm of the chair? Is it on the stand next to the chair? Is it on the little table that you can just reach over and now? Oh, look, I now have a meat cutting knife. Who has a cleaver in their living room? Okay, so nobody. Okay, well, maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe he was tired. He came home, put it down. All right, let's just go ahead and give him that.
Plausible. It's not possible.
So you're in your favorite chair and you're sleeping, and you're having a dream. Oh, time to chop up some meat for the wife and kids, and you're like, oh well, there's the knife. You just grab it. It's right there. Why are your pants off? Why are you sitting in a chair naked? That's the part. Because if you're having a dream, you're like, oh, we're gonna chop up some meat. You're not reaching down in your drawers for the meat.
Yeah.
That's why I don't believe him.
No,
I don't make any sense.
I don't believe him either, but I just that lie is so terrible. It makes me want to know, what was it that you thought that lie was better than the truth? That's what I want to know.
Something I don't know, maybe he was trying to manscape. He's like, I'm good with a knife. I'm good with oh no, I'm not. And then
that's true. I wouldn't admit that either. He
quickly, as he's holding everything and bleeding, he's like, I have to come up with a story, and fast.
and you know what? Because he's bleeding, it's not a rational story. It's not.
I'm going with he was manscaping and it slipped thing. You have any other plausible reasons for this, or that maybe he lost his mind or something?
I have no idea. Outside of that, and part of it is I don't even want to think too hard about what the other possibilities might be. This is painful stuff. It's painful stuff to think about.
So they think, well, he may have sleep disorders. He may have this. He may have that. I'm like, no. Come on, man. And here's the worst part. So he goes there. The wife drives him and his new detachable penis to the hospital. Then they had to transfer him to a teaching hospital. He can't be in a real. He has to go to a teaching hospital because he can't afford treatment.
Oh.
I don't know. They're reattaching that thing now. You know what I mean?
Because it took him some time then. Because you got to get there fast. Like if they're going to put it back, you got to get there in a hurry.
It's a teaching hospital. It could go on upside down. Things could really. I don't believe him. I think I'm going to say manscaping accident, and that's giving him the benefit of the doubt. Other than that, he's nuts, and he decides, I think today's the day.
Because manscaping accident is the lie he should have told.
Yeah, today's the day I'm cutting it off. I'm tired of this thing sitting there all the time, and I don't know why you would. That's what I'm saying. He's either crazy or is a manscaping accident. There's no sleeping disorder that's going to have you come sit in that chair, fall asleep, reach down in your drawers and start thinking, well, that's the sausage I'm going to chop off. It's like, okay, so you got your Vienna sausage. Are you preparing Vienna sausage for the family? Because there's no way that thing was anything more than a Vienna sausage at the time.
Yeah.
Liar. Anyway, so
yeah,
I think we've solved the case, Scooby. I think we've solved the case.
Yeah.
What do you lean towards? Absolutely insane or manscaping accident? There's a lot of pressure on us men now to have freshly trimmed manes. If you know what I mean.
I think landscaping accident makes a ton of sense. Especially if you don't have.
It's manscaping, not landscaping. Landscaping wouldn't be happening in a chair.
Yeah,
Do you call it landscaping or manscaping?
Slip of the tongue. I meant manscaping.
You're like, well, gonna have to take care of the back 40. Whoa, that's not something I need to know. Yeah. Last Osmus says, I don't know. Ambien is a heck of a drug. Well, yeah. I don't think it explains everything here.
Yeah.
On Ambien, he'd still have clothing on, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is this story only makes sense if he's naked, but then it makes less sense at the same time.
Last Optimist also says, in my experience sitting on a jury, the guys were convicted due to the recorded statements they made to the cops. Take that for what you will. Well, right now, it's a pretty good excuse. In fact, the news media is going, oh, this poor guy fell asleep and cut off his stuff. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say case closed. I'm going to chase this thing down. I'm not going to Ghana, so forget that. Randy's Chuckle says, Ghana man's wife told him, deeper. So he thought if he cut it off, maybe he could get something else transplanted on. That is very detailed.
Just why not cut to the chase and go to the hospital to begin with?
He cut more than a chase. Dropping the soap says, yeah, he lost more than his mind there, didn't he? Big George says, were they able to save his twig and berries? Well, I'm sure in a baggie somewhere. I don't know if it'll still work. No, I don't know. Hefty Lefty says, he says, well, I think that's why you don't chew cocoa leaves right there. Pinisher says the guy probably got caught having an affair and his wife forced him to chop it off. And then afterwards, they tried to go get him medical help. Plausible,
but how would she force him to chop it off? Because if he doesn't want to, he's just not going to do it.
Or now, he's covering for her because she goes over there, he's asleep in the chair, grabs it. It's a good thing he was not a Kasai chef because fire,
before he even realized what happened, he'd be in so much pain.
The dog's mouth. Yep.
Oh no.
He wakes up. Oh God, what have I done? That's not just wiener. That's wienertainment.
Oh no.
I'm just saying, it's probably better he's a butcher than a Teppan chef. Dropping the soap says, yeah, where was Lorena Bobbitt when this incident happened? Back in the 90s where she belongs, but I appreciate the callback. Baker's Cocky Hen says, maybe he had gonorrhea. Huh?
That's a rough one.
I appreciate it. No, I appreciate the alliteration and the wordplay, but we're going to say it's a rough one, then we're going to giggle because it
is funny. I just can't help but think about that poor guy.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, when do we find out the draft order? Right now. But don't look it on an app. We've determined you can't see it there. You have to log in on a computer to see it. I don't know why. Pinocchio says she listened earlier and found out wrong. Okay. Out of context. I don't think we're going to read that. Number one Rattlers fan says, oh no, the miscommunication is all on me. I mean, I didn't know that it was auto draft. Well, it can be. You can come in person, but everybody's doing the drafts on their computers or phones. And if you can't be there and you're out of town, it's the worst thing you can do is auto draft because God knows what you end up with. That's like really handicapping yourself in the game. If you can't be available for the draft, okay, auto draft. If you can't come in person, yeah, you can do it from home. You can do it from the road. You can do it from a cruise ship. You can, as long as you got internet, Rattler fan, you're going to be good. So, So if you want in, send that email, blender at 1580thefanatic.com. I think we have 6 people ready now to go into Blender League 12. So we just need 4 more to round that thing out. Oh, yeah, and I need somebody to run the commissioner team, too. Yeah, by the way, another thing. All these leagues, the commissioner team has my name on it, but I do not play there. There's 2 names on that team. So even though you think you're playing me, you're not. I know we got some newbies here, so I just want to make sure you all know that you can smack talk me all you want. I'm not involved. Look at the second name on there or just the team name, because I have zero to do with the draft of those teams. I have zero to do with the play of those teams. I'm just the league commissioner who goes in and does stuff. Joe the Show says, Jeffrey's DJ origin story. Ma, tell Jeffrey get off the phone. He's talking about wieners again. Big George says, sounds like that should be a new Kasai commercial. No.
I don't think they're going to like that very much.
Uklamak says, hey, thanks for that prime number 8 spot in the draft, Radio Pal. Again, blame my dog Buddy, not me. Fish Tank says, I thought we were trying to go 6 to midnight. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Box of Screws says, sure glad I said something about sitting in 2 leagues. Yeah, Box of Screws self-reported, and we took care of that business. Other people have done the same thing, so don't feel bad. Swazman says, guys, what time is Blender League 2 draft? 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. He's in San Diego, so yeah. He says, I made my picks for week 1 NFL. You'll see them when I win week 1. That I have a reach or 2. Let Atlanta, Dallas all win week 1. Yeah, by the way, go check it out. The links for everything we're talking about is at 1580thefanatic.com. If you want to join a daily Blender Fantasy Football League, that link is there at 1580thefanatic.com. All the information about coming out to the remote broadcast and draft party on Friday and Saturday. The draft party Saturday, we're just doing our shows there from Friday, main event and Blender. We have a link there for the NFL Fan Pick'em, where there's some great prizes that you could win. $1,580 cash for first prize. We have some other big prizes coming and other cash prizes as well. And there's a link for that. So yes, Swazman, 1:30 p.m. for all daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues, but the Premier League, yeah, we're doing that Sunday because we don't need the distractions of you riffraff. 888-368-1580. Can I now give you the man of the day? Holy crap. I've been trying. So I thought we were going to get to football pretty much right away. I had so few things that were non-football. I thought 2 segments and we're in. And here we are, 2 hours, 13 minutes later.
Well, you know how it goes. The fourth dimension gets involved and we go in various different directions. We obviously have to solve the case of what happened to that guy and his bat and ball. So we had to figure that out. And now we've got it sorted.
We did. Man of the day. We had to do that. We didn't have a choice.
No,
it was good. People driving. They were going to go home and they're going to see their family, or they're going to go home and try to relax. And all they're going to think of is, what the hell was that all about?
That is precisely the kind of thing that when I'm awake at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, I can't go back to sleep until I get that kind of thing sorted.
You don't need that banging around inside your brain as you're trying to fall asleep. So we have broken it down to the guy was manscaping, had an accident. Wife, did it. And when he woke up, he covered for her because probably she was mad because he was cheating or something. And the other thing is he's just insane. That's it. There's no sleeping disorder that makes you cut off your penis. I defy anybody to tell me otherwise. So
I would need a medical professional to show me the evidence of that happening.
And even then, I don't know if I'd blame him. It's just too much. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Does Daddy sit in his lazy boy naked while he sleeps? Nobody does that
with a meat cleaver on hand. No, that does not happen.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's cleanse the palate and move on. Now this is nice. Today's man of the day is this fella from Seattle. He's 82 years old. His name is Tom Steary, and he decided 17 years ago he wanted to achieve a goal, and the goal is he wanted to shoot 1 million free throws on a basketball court. After shooting 100 free throws every day. Now, during those years, this is impressive. 94% shot at any time. So yeah, he made 94% of all free throws. That's a high percentage.
Yeah, very.
So that took him about 2,500 hours. By walking back and forth to rebound the ball, he covered 1,500 miles doing this. But he timed it just right. With family and friends watching, he made his millionth shot at a place called 425 Fitness in Redmond, Washington. And he's like, yeah, I feel really good about it. It's great to be able to perform under pressure. And as you know, I don't normally have this kind of crowd, but it went well. I might have missed like 8 or so, but he's, he timed it and he achieved it. 1 million free throws at a 94% shoot rate. My God, that's pretty good.
I mean, that's up there with some of the best free throw shooters in the league.
You know what I'll be doing at 82? At 82, I'll be dead. Don't think I would make 82. Not unless I start eating some of that Impossible meat. And so far, it don't taste right. So I ain't going to do it. So, but yeah. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your man of the day, 82-year-old man who has made his millionth free throw. So let's see. Joe the Show says, any man that can look you dead in the eye and tell you the truth about chopping off his wiener deserves man card of the day. Therefore, I'd like to nominate Caitlyn Jenner. Well, I don't think Caitlyn Jenner did the work, at home. If there has been work, it's been done somewhere else. So no, I'm sorry. The guy from Ghana, maybe. Ukla says, you became obsessed with Ghana man's penis. A little weird there, Radio Pal. Not obsessed with his peenie. It's obsessed with the act of what he did to it.
He cut it off.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner is like, can we stop, please? Can we just stop?
I would like to stop too.
Hefty Lefty says, it's okay to not talk about the NFL for an hour every day. I love the NFL as much as most, but it's the Wednesday before the last preseason game. Biggest news of the day was the Colts signing a new punter. Yeah, that was just not right. I mean, kickers and punters, I guess, there's a shortage. There's a shortage, and then all of a sudden, there goes Rodrigo Blanken. No, that's our kicker. Who is the punter? Damn it, I don't have my stuff. Rodrigo Blankenship is my kicker. Rigoberto. That's right. Rigoberto Sanchez, I think.
Yeah. Ruptured his Achilles.
Yeah. I like saying his name because it made me feel like Ed Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Rigoberto Sanchez and his amazing poodles. I just our kickers had some fun names. Now some other guy's going to do it. It's kind of sad. Poor guy. Joe the Show says, it's all in the eyes, Chico. What? Let's take a break. When we come back, we're finally going to get to talk some NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brian Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
2 preseason games in the NFL on Thursday night. The Green Bay Packers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Green Bay a point favorite, minus 115 on the money line. Kansas City minus 105. Over under at Arrowhead, 35.5. Also Thursday night, Houston taking on San Francisco. The 49ers a 3.5-point road favorite, minus 180 on the money line. Texans plus 155. Over under 41.5. The regular season opener will be Thursday, September 8th. The Rams hosting the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo a 2.5-point favorite. Over under at SoFi, 52.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-928-3366. That's 800-928-3366. 800-928-3366. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials, or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
I want to take more chances with the embroidery.
Henley's vision for a new clothing line is coming into focus.
Dramatic.
They'll need an on-staff photographer to put their collection in the spotlight.
Why is no one taking shots of these?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Set your picks each week and see if you are this season's best game picker. Play against the Fanatic Air Staff. Play against your fellow listeners. First prize is $1,580. Second place is $500. Thanks to our great friends at Harmon Solar. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. Only my Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. The result? 28 minutes more restful sleep a night. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
Don't miss our weekend special. All smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Admit it, you love the action. You love the excitement.
Caught for a touchdown.
You love the big plays.
Sideline, the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, rock and roll, touchdown.
And you love the big hits. So do we. The NFL. We've got the games you want and the info you need. Listen for the latest 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Swave Dave has a good question. He says, if I'm forced to auto draft in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, can I set it to pick position for best player each round? You can set a draft order that you would do, and if that player is available. So yeah, you can set a specific preferred draft order. Again, if you don't see that on the app, you might want to log in on a computer. I just find it easier to do most things on the computer. You know, like I said, I like to take the app and I watch the progress of my games and my players when I'm watching football. But you know, everything else, it's got to be on a computer. Just easier. 888-368-1580. All right. We have a short amount of time, so let's get right into it. You remember this guy? Oh, my God. That is probably one of the most iconic photographs that you're ever going to see. And I believe, isn't that right after winning a Super Bowl? He's having a beer and a cigarette.
Actually, that was halftime of Super Bowl one.
That he won. He was the first Super Bowl winning quarterback. He just had a remarkable career. He didn't start out great, but he certainly finished strong. And Len Dawson, Hall of Fame quarterback and broadcaster, has died at the age of 87. And he played a good career of football, won the Super Bowl. That picture right there, that's the kind of thing that should be on. Well, that's probably Joe Burrow's inspiration. Remember, he's got the stogie, and after he won that championship in college. This guy went on to broadcasting, after football. And so he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a player in 87. And he went into the Hall of Fame, for TV and radio 2012. So yeah, MVP of the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, he was actually the MVP of Super Bowl 4. And of course, he started for the Chiefs in Super Bowl 1. So all around, hell of a life, hell of a career. Len Dawson right there.
Yeah, just an amazing guy and an icon of the NFL. You know, I mean, that photo of him smoking that cigarette is about as iconic a picture as exists in the National Football League, and it's awesome.
Yeah, Hefty Lefty says that picture always makes me on an ice cold Fresca. I don't feel like that's a Fresca. Is that a Fresca? I thought that was a bottle of beer.
It looks like a beer to me. I have no idea.
Might be a Fresca. Pinocchio says, nope, it is a Fresca. Huh. Fresca bottles used to, Fresca look different. All right. Makes more sense, but, smoke a cigarette, though. 888-368-1580. So more on what's going to happen with Amazon and their Thursday Night Football. I guess Al Michaels got into an interview with the people over at the Big Lead, and here's the thing. He's got all the corporate talking points, doesn't he? He's like, oh, we're not here to reinvent the wheel. We are going to tweak it. We're going to add certain things. There'll be elements and stuff. But, when it comes to the Thursday Night Football, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. It's going to be the same damn thing you've always seen. It's a football broadcast. Monday Night Football. Remember the Booger Mobile? And they was running up and down the sidelines in that camera truck or whatever the hell it was that they modified for him. We don't need that. We just need Al Michaels with a microphone, a hairpiece, and a dream. That's all we need. Kirk Herbstreit will be hanging out with him. I don't know who the girl is, but it is going to be football, and it's going to be Al Michaels. And what more do we need to know? You're going to watch. I'm going to watch. We're all going to watch. So
it's going to sound, good. If you've got Michaels and Herbstreit, it's not going to be bad. And this is a focus for them. So I'm hoping we're going to get some better Thursday night games on.
Yeah. He says, as far as the broadcast, he says, we're going to probably have some stumbles along the way, but in short order, in a few games, you're going to see a show that rivals any football telecast I can ever think of. Hey, Al, you don't need to lay it on thick. We're going to watch.
Yeah, but it's Al Michaels. Laying it on thick is kind of his thing.
Come on, man. Anyway, so I've nenever had a doubt that he would have a good broadcast. Al Michaels, and it'd be good. He got a little sleepy with Collinsworth, but I think that he'll be reinvigorated. A crap ton of money will do that for you at any age. He'll be reinvigorated.
Yeah, he'll be reinvigorated, and I think working with Herbstreit is not going to fall into the kind of sleepy pattern that Collinsworth could, because I think Michaels and Collinsworth just worked together too long, started, playing off of each other, and the sleepiness is part of it.
Herbstreit will be into the game. You know what I mean? He'll have more energy, and I'm going to use a comparison that will make a lot of sense. So, you got two sleepy dogs. What are they going to do? They're going to sleep. Well, I had this dog named Meatball, and he was like, he was crazy, but he was lovable. He was a great dog, but he was just sort of like hyper and out of control. And then I had another dog named Murphy, and Murphy was very, very cool and collected, very dignified. Hello, yes, you may pet me. I'm going to go lie down now. He was very mellow, kind of snobby. He was kind of snobby. And then when the two met, Meatball brought up the energy level of Murphy, and Murphy calmed down the spastic Meatball. And between the two of them, they made about one decent dog. So now with Herbstreit probably bringing more energy, that will help kind of pick up the pace for Al Michaels, and you'll get the Al Michaels I think you used to get. That's just a theory. I hope I'm right, because
I agree with you.
I love Al Michaels.
Al Michaels is great. I agree with you. I really am looking forward to it, because I've seen Herbstreit on the college football broadcasts, and he's got a ton of energy. So I hope that just brings that to the NFL and brings that to Al Michaels, and I think that they're going to get along fine.
Yeah. So in this analogy, Al Michaels is Murphy, Herbstreit is Meatball.
Yes.
Okay. 888-368-1580. Big George says, yeah, it's a bottle of Fresca. I haven't had Fresca in a long time. Did they make it anymore? I enjoyed it. It's like, wasn't it like grapefruit soda or something? Just some weird citrusy thing. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, where do you think Alan Lazard with the Packers will go on the fantasy draft? Is he still with the Packers?
Yeah.
Who left? Oh, no, it's Marquise Scantling. Who knows, Boomer Sooner? I need to go back around to I haven't even had time to evaluate my draft. I got no idea now.
I just started this week.
Yeah, I've just started today because I'm going to have to do this pretty quick. Hefty Lefty said, if it's on Amazon, they better watch out for porch pirates stealing Al Michaels. When they, that's a good point. You can't. He's a national treasure. You can't just leave him on a porch. He needs to be signed for. Baker's cocky hen says, one thing we won't be watching, Aqib Talib. Well, why not? Did he get arrested?
Well, he's not on this broadcast, but
no.
I don't know. I don't know if he got arrested or not, actually, because I know
CBS, Fox.
He was CBS.
Fox. Was he? Wow, he was so bad. And now this whole weird thing with his brother. You might be right, Baker's cocky hens. Here's a guy. Oh my God, Chris Collinsworth. Here's a guy. Well, money can be invigorating. What I said about old Al Michaels there. Why wasn't Lamar Jackson invigorated by the Ravens' offer a contract that would have made him the second highest paid quarterback, a contract bigger than Kyler Murray's? Why did he pass on that? He is really gambling a lot, especially when he's saying we got to get something done by week 1. What the hell is Lamar Jackson doing? Is this just obvious about him not having an agent, or is there some method to his madness here?
I wish I could say that there was a method to the madness, but Lamar and his camp don't let a whole lot of information out.
He has no camp. He is the camp.
I mean, he's the camp, but his family works with him as an agent too. Like they're all involved in the process of him negotiating. His mom, by the way, was his agent when he first came in the league. So I don't know. I have no idea what to make of Lamar. The Ravens want to get this done.
Fired his mom?
He didn't fire her because she's still involved.
She's like, I've got laundry to do.
It's
Please
just I have no idea, but I just think that he's just taken more ownership of that now that he's further away from college and so on and growing into his own and all of that. I think he's just taken more ownership of it because she's still very much involved. I don't really know what to make of it. I really don't.
According to short little bald fella, Jay Glazer, he says that Lamar Jackson in negotiations says he wants a fully guaranteed deal and it doesn't see the Ravens doing that. So this is going to get weird.
It's going to get weird, but they don't have the same combative relationship that.
Well, maybe he's starting here going, I want fully guaranteed. So they come up with the guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? It's a negotiation.
It is, because when he says by week 1, he's not saying by week 1 or else. It's just he doesn't want to try to do it during the season. So if it doesn't happen by week 1, it won't happen again. Further negotiations, that is, until after the season is done.
I understand him wanting more than Kyler Murray, but this fully guaranteed thing, is that something that anybody has ever gotten in the NFL? I mean, big time. I know that I always get it wrong. Sam Bradford, or was it Dirty Sanchez? No, it was Sam Bradford. He got some guaranteed contract money from the Cardinals, but it was like $10 million. It wasn't $250 million or something.
I mean, I understand the quarterback market has changed dramatically, but if I'm not mistaken, every cent of Kirk Cousins' contract was guaranteed.
I don't know what the hell he's either the smartest quarterback representing himself we've ever had, or it's time for an intervention.
It could be. I mean, it's just, for me, I'm just worried because the play style that he has leaves him
risky.
open to injury. Yeah. And I know he's pretty hard to hit. He doesn't get blown up like a lot of these other running quarterbacks do. But look, he was injured last year. Then they were leading the division going into week 12, and then he's out. If that happens the second year in a row, doesn't that take your leverage away?
Lamar Jackson needs to be aware of the name Chet Holmgren, because he was just playing in a pro-am, right? And he got hurt, and now he's going to have surgery. He's the number 2 pick, and now where is he going to be at? It don't look good for that guy. It's risky to go play golf. Well, guess what? You're in preseason, and if you're in training camp, maybe you're not going to see the field in the game, although the Ravens do like to play starters in games because for some reason they care about their preseason record. But Lamar Jackson, you could trip in the shower. Don't screw around asking for all of the guaranteed money.
I know it's a fluky accident, but I remember what happened to Teddy Bridgewater. That was a non-contact injury, just destroyed that poor guy's knee.
He was
in practice.
He was good.
Yeah.
So, I don't think this is probably going to happen. But although Kirk Cousins can get it, but it wasn't at that scale. Kirk Cousins getting his guaranteed money was not at the $250 million scale.
Right.
So,
and we now know, because of the way the new CBA and everything works out, that if you get that money guaranteed, then, Steve Bisciotti, the owner, is going to have to find a way to move that money to escrow, which means he's not going to have to find a way to get liquid cash to put over from whatever assets he has to make that happen, which again is why he was the angriest of all people that Deshaun Watson got so much guaranteed money.
Well, speaking of liquid, Hefty Lefty says Miralax gets Lamar up and going plenty. Yeah, I don't think that's what we meant. Philly fan says, I believe Deshaun Watson's contract is fully guaranteed at $240 million. Fully? I don't remember that. Okay. Baker's Cocky Him says the only way to get fully guaranteed is to have at least more than 20 sexual lawsuits against you. You might have something there. Lamar's got to get to work before the season starts. Sluzzman says Al Michaels is a Sun Devil, like many of us. Go Devils. Collinsworth was always Captain Obvious. Al, if Dallas can figure out how to get more points, my guess is they can win. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Captain Obvious. Whistling Gerbil says, Deshaun Watson's is, So I guess if maybe you guys are right
up there. It's $230 million guaranteed. Yeah.
Try to put him out of my mind, out of my brain, because that just infuriates me. Even worse, it's fully guaranteed. Last Optimist says, rumor is, yes, he wants exactly that, 100%. Number one Rattlers fan, who's hotter, Laverne or Shirley? Well, clearly Shirley was hotter, looks department. Laverne, well, that'd be a fun weekend. I mean, I don't know what you're asking me this for. Against the Spread says, I was wondering what happened to Kirk Herpy Street. I thought that was his nickname for life. What happened, Jeffrey? I forgot. It's been so long since we talked about Herpy Street. Yeah, that's right. That's what I call him. Kirk Herpy Street.
Gotcha. Yep.
Thank you, Against the Spread. I do have to count on you. Historian of the show and gambling aficionado. So Aaron Rodgers right now is making the most, followed by Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Where do you see Lamar Jackson, at least getting in a yearly basis in his contract?
Well, it depends on what he does. If the Ravens go on a deep playoff run, I don't know how you refuse and not give him the top contract in the league, which I think is one thing he's betting on. But
both sides need to make this deal right now.
Well, it kind of comes down to Lamar. Just from all the things that I have read, it seems like the Ravens were ready to do this yesterday, but they don't want to push too hard because they're not trying to make him out to be a bad guy.
You know what? I don't care about the Ravens. Why do I care about this? I care about Lamar. Listen, the Ravens are just Baltimore's sloppy seconds after the Colts left. Okay? So what do I care? Just saying. I don't care about Lamar Jackson. I mean, I care about Lamar. I just, Baker Skocky Hen says maybe Ravens get creative, fully guaranteed once you produce a Super Bowl ring. Everything after is fully guaranteed as long as you have a ring. I like that. No player on the planet would ever sign that. Not a chance.
nor should they. Because you're going to have the NFLPA knocking on your door the next day going, excuse me.
I was a little sad to see Shaquem Griffin announce his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy with the one, what was he? He's missing his left hand. And he had like a birth defect where his left hand and fingers and stuff didn't come out. And boy, I tell you what an inspiration to anybody, really, not just people with a disability, but just anybody. If this kid can do what he did at UCF and then make it to the NFL in fifth round of the 2018 draft, that by itself, oh my God. And then of course he played in 46 regular season games, and I saw him play some games. I was impressed with his play. A lot of time on special teams and stuff, but he did all right. It was always one of those things. Hey, that's that guy, right? And he had a great inspirational commercial, but he's decided that he's going to retire. Only 4 years into the career, and I'm not sure why he's retiring. If maybe he just doesn't physically have what it takes anymore, or now he says he's going to be doing a bunch of work, trying to help the community. But I don't think that's why he retired. I think he retired and says, okay, well, that's going to be the next thing that he's going to do. And so I don't know. What is the word on the street on this kid? Did he start to, his game slip? Is it, I mean, he's so young.
He's calling his retirement going to his plan A.
Yeah, but you say that though, don't you? I'm not trying to say he's a dirty, filthy liar. But
I think that's just how he's justifying it to himself. Just, if you ask me, my personal opinion on the issue, I think it's just kind of how he's justifying it to himself.
But he wasn't even in the league last year. He couldn't get on a team.
Yeah, and I think that happens. You play in the average football career is about 3 to 4 years. So
yeah, okay.
I'm
playing. Not trying to cast any shade on the guy.
Yeah, but I think it is just that you wonder why he wouldn't play longer. You play until you can get your pension and all that stuff. But he's calling it quits. And look, he's a smart guy. He can find a lot of other things to do.
Yeah, he played 3 more years than you or I did.
Yeah, and I give him all the credit in the world for that. And he did it with one arm, by the way. So
yeah,
all the credit in the world.
I got 2. Count them, 2. Nope, not in the NFL.
I didn't make my high school football team. So more power to him.
You made the marching band, and that's what counts.
True. It's something.
Wait, that's true.
I mean,
I was just kidding.
I couldn't. Well, it's a long story, but I couldn't play on Saturdays, or Friday nights, so I ended up not actually being able to play. But I had a trumpet. I was going to.
Hefty Lefty says, best video I saw today was Shaquem Griffin making a one-handed catch in Madden using his nub hand. This guy's a legend. Well, that would be a Madden glitch, but still. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have a little more football. We got On This Date in Big George's history and more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-928-3366. That's 800-928-3366. 800-928-3366. Or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Meet Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boost that turn your H2O into H2O, so you feel like
I like to boost it, my vitamins get boosted. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Because it's not just vitamins, it's Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boost.
Find Boost, the vitamin boosts, at CVS or CVS.com and give yourself a boost with Boost.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hi, Jada Cantor here, Desert Wholesale Diamond. I'm Diamond Dave's daughter. For over 31 years, my dad has been importing directly from overseas and building beautiful rings for clients, all at wholesale prices. How can he do what no one else can? He grew up in my grandpa's 22-store chain, starting part-time at age 13. And when he sold to the big chains, my dad started his own company in 1990. No one else with the fourth-generation connections, in-house importing, and design opens their office to individuals but him. He loves offering expertise to you so you can get a true wholesale deal and propose with the ring you never imagined possible. It's amazingly rewarding, and so many of his clients become friends. If you had a friend that could offer you a true wholesale deal on a diamond, wouldn't you call him? Well, now you do. My dad, Diamond Dave.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or reach him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's Kantor, or visit him online at diamonddaveaz.com. That's diamonddaveaz.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. More comments about Mr. Griffin there. Kyle G says he made the NFL with one hand. He played 3 years and was never on Sports Center for blown coverage, and he's walking away on his own terms. That right there is man of the month. Yes and no. I mean, he did try to make some teams last year, couldn't quite make the cut. I don't know the reason why, but again, I don't want to take away from this guy. He was inspirational, but got to be honest about it. It wasn't quite his terms. I'm sure he probably would have loved to keep playing for a while.
Yeah, and I think that look, the NFL takes a toll on a lot of people, even if you're doing a lot of special team stuff. The collisions eventually start to add up, and your body just isn't what it was. And some people, gifted enough, they're able to continue longer, but that doesn't mean that you weren't special just because 4 years is what you got. 4 years is plenty in that league.
I used to be the fastest person that you would ever meet. We've told stories about how playing in that softball league with those cable installers in Gilbert back in 1991. I bat 1,000 in that season. We won the championship, not because I'm a great hitter, but because I could outrun just about any throw to first. I was fast as can be. Today, I have a sprained knee because I was chasing the dog. At a certain point, you lose that. Yeah. And when you talk about me then playing with some in basically a beer softball league, if we're honest, and now and then this guy playing in the NFL, you even lose a half a step and you're done. So take nothing away from Shaquille. Against the Spread says, has an NBA player ever been hurt playing golf before? If not, Chet Holmgren's about as durable as Glass Joe and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's a really bad sign. He might be a worse version of Greg Oden.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. we don't know how he's going to recover, but it's not great because he is 7 feet tall, and that's a foot injury. And that every time you got a 7-footer,
what was he doing? I didn't see the story. By the way, your breaking news game is a little bit off today. About an hour ago, a federal jury found that Los Angeles County has to pay Kobe Bryant's widow $16 million for emotional distress caused by the deputies and firefighters sharing photos of his dead body at the crash site. Didn't you see that?
I saw that story a few days ago. I didn't realize that was
it's breaking news today that she won. Got $16 million.
Okay, I didn't see that story earlier. No.
So, of course, nobody at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department gives a crap because the taxpayers are going to pay for it. What a great story. What were we talking about? Oh, what's the other breaking news? I forgot the other breaking.
No, we were talking about the Chet Holmgren thing. And
right. How did he do it? Did he somebody run over his foot with a golf cart? Did he do it while he was swinging a golf club at least? It's gonna matter.
They didn't say, and well, I don't think he was playing golf. I think he was playing basketball.
Well, you said I heard that it was a pro-am.
Yeah, it was.
So when I saw pro-am, I thought it meant golf,
but it was a basketball pro-am. So there was.
Were they golfing or not?
They were playing basketball, so they were not golfing.
You can't call that a pro-am.
Yeah, there were pros and amateurs.
Basketball with a bunch of street kids.
Well, it's not street kids. It's
people in street clothes.
No, they've got jerseys and everything. It's because it's these kind of local events that are held in kind of high esteem.
It's not a pro-am. I won't go let them call
it. But if they're pros and amateurs, then that's
I'm sorry, it's just golf.
Only golf is allowed to have.
No, it's only golf. It's the only place that needs to make sense. Again, I need to be emperor. I can take care of this. Okay, well, now that makes more sense. He was playing basketball. So, Whistling Gerbil says, yeah, it was against LeBron too. And oh, geez. So, well, at least he had that one nice experience before he went off to be the tallest guy at Home Depot. Poor guy.
We don't know
for him.
We don't know the extent of the damage. I'm not going to bury Chet Holmgren just yet.
Before we go on to Big Georgia sports history, I want to play another round of Who's More Delusional.
Let's do it. I
We
love
don't have
this
any
game.
music for it, and maybe we should do some production for it. But all right, so here is the statements. Who is more delusional? Mitchell Trubisky, when he says, I've done a lot of great things so far.
In what context? In practice this year? Because that's okay. That's fair. You can say that. You've been great in practice. You've been great in practice. If you mean in your career, though, you are delusional.
So here's the statement. I've done a lot of great things so far. I feel really comfortable with where I'm at and how I'm throwing the football and how I'm learning the playbook and going through all the reads in my head. I've done a lot of great things so far. Why are you losing the quarterback battle to a kid? Mitch.
Great question.
Okay. But now, is that more delusional than Myles Garrett when he says, I think I should be number one on the NFL top 100 players?
No, that's not that delusional because Myles Garrett is one of the best pass rushers in football.
But the best player. No.
He is in a stratosphere where he gets to think he is one of them. Yeah. Myles Garrett.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. But is he the best NFL player, period?
It's hard to quantify that just from positions, but I think he's in the argument. I think he gets to make a case for being the best player because is he the best edge rusher? I think he is. He's the best guy at his position.
Okay. Didn't ask you if he's the best guy at his position. I'm telling you, what did I just say? He's great. No, I get it. And the things he can do with a helmet, I enjoy. But the number one player on the top 100 players, not other things.
As voted by his peers. Look, he played on a Browns team that didn't do a whole lot, so I don't think people noticed how dominant he was last year. He was obliterating people. Yeah, I think he has an argument for being a top player in the National Football League.
I'm going to save this, because we don't have time on today's show. We're going to discuss this. And you need to come with your 5 top players. It'll be a Keon Rose top 5 at almost 5, where we list the top 5 players, not 100, 5.
Okay, I have to find old notes because I'm pretty sure I had Myles Garrett the last time we did a top 5
at number 1.
Not at number 1, but I had him in the
Then
5.
You have no argument. You can't make the argument.
No, because you're saying
you don't have him at number 1 now.
No, because he doesn't have to be number 1 to not be delusional. He's not delusional to think that he deserves consideration at it. He thinks
I deserve consideration. He deserves to be.
And I'm saying that's in a conversation, in a thought process where I have to sit down and think about the best player in the league. I would have to think about Myles Garrett. That's not delusional.
We can argue about that another day, but if you want to go back to the delusional part, and we should, because that's what I started.
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky is more delusional. He says I've done a lot of great things. Even in practice, you've not done a lot of great things, Mitch. Myles Garrett, you're 100% right, can make the argument. I don't think he's going to win it, but you can make the argument, but we'll have that argument again very soon. But Mitchell Trubisky, delusional.
Absolutely.
Can we agree on that?
We can 100% agree.
Before you
on
get
that.
all frothed up there, Keon.
I'm not frothed. I'm just.
You're a little frothed.
I like arguing about sports. I have
You were
fun.
starting to gain a lather right there. It was starting to happen.
Well,
But we
okay,
don't have time.
but
We
only
have,
because I think it's fun. I'm not trying
3
to.
minutes left in the show, and you're ready to go full crazy on me here.
I am not going crazy.
No, a little bit because it's pretty delusional to say I think I should be number 1.
Because there's like 10 guys that get to have that thought, and he's one of them.
It'll be interesting to see your list when we do this. I don't know when we're going to do it, but we're going to do it soon. All right, let's get this going before I forget and I anger a 7-foot man who has not injured himself in a pro-am. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1919, in his first start as a member of the Cleveland Indians since being traded from the Boston Red Sox, right-handed pitcher Ray Caldwell was knocked unconscious after being struck by lightning with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. The 31-year-old spitballer, a real man, unconscious for 5 minutes, refused to leave the game, needing one more out to complete his complete game victory. And guess what he got? Yes, he did.
Wow.
He went on to record the final out for a 2-1 victory over the Athletics at Cleveland League Park. That's badass. They're pulling out pitchers on a pitch count. And back then he's like, hell no, you're not taking me to the hospital. I got one. I just got to get this last out.
That's
badass.
really cool. Yeah,
that is. And then kind of weird. We hear about this guy getting hit by lightning right after Randy White was sort of talking about somebody getting hit by lightning when he was playing. Was it Little League? What do you say? His name was Ken Henderson or something like that.
Something to that effect. Yeah.
Did you ever look that up to see if that somebody exploded? I've never heard of somebody because he said he was wearing his catcher's gear and the guy got hit by lightning. And he says, "Good thing I had my gear on because flying bone could penetrate skin."
Those were his exact words. I don't believe that happened.
A dude blew up,
and that's why I did not look it up. I don't believe he's telling the truth.
I gotta find the piece of paper I wrote the name down on. Yeah. Well, which one do you think is more delusional? Randy White with the exploding guy being hit by lightning, or the guy who cut his own penis off and said he had a dream?
The guy who cut his own penis off and said he had a dream. That guy.
So we really should look up the lightning story because there might be something there, Keith.
Fair enough.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, Griffin was such an inspiration in college that NFL players try to become more like him. Jason Pierre-Paul, we're looking at you. Nice. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Know what I could really use? A vacation from inflated prices. So I shopped Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. With the extra 20% off, I got my husband a shirt for under $8. Myself some jeans for just